Good morning, Columbus.
Joe, that ain't good enough. Come on, Joe.
Wake up! Stop this one! Frizzle left tight, F fly, pass 37 punch, waggle, help, baby dizzy, X-fan on the turbo.
Thank you, baby.
Football, man.
It's time to listen to a bald, fat loudmouth.
Mr. T-Bone.
And a former football player.
And that ball intercepted by Tyvis, pal.
Wow, no radio station has ever done that before.
Did it work for those people?
No, it never does. But it might work for us.
Welcome to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Live from Muirfield, we are here for the 50th edition of the Memorial Tournament at Jack's Place. I'm T-Bone. He's Tyvis Powell. Hello, Tyvis. Good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
I'm good. We had a good day out here yesterday. A lot of fun. Got to interact with a lot of people as they came by. It's day 2 of the Memorial, so we're going to have coverage again all day long today and tomorrow and Sunday. We are out here broadcasting live, so if you are coming out any of those days, make sure you come see us. If you're not coming out here, don't worry. Just keep it on the fan, and you can pretty much get the vibes, right? I'm not saying we're going to have every hole covered for you, but you can get the vibes of what's going on out here. You can kind of keep in touch. And we do have the leaderboard updates going on all day as well, so you'll get to find out what's happening if you keep us locked on all weekend. Ben Griffin leads the tournament right now, 7 under par. Let him live. I know nothing about Ben Griffin. Scotty, good? Good?
Good.
Okay, good.
He won last week. He's relatively unknown, but he did win last week's tournament.
Might be the start of a heater for this guy.
Could be.
Might be a couple in a row. All right. It's one day, but let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. But a nice round for him, a 65. That's a right. You can take that anytime you can get it. By the way, if you want to follow anybody today, I know a lot of people will be interested to see when Scotty Scheffler tees off. That is a 10:15 tee for him. We are located out here at Muirfield right by the driving range. So if you wanted to see Scotty Scheffler, if he's teeing off at 10:15, chances are he's going to be on the driving range a little before that. So if you want to come out and see us, Bo Bishop, Bishop and Friends, Reeser will be out here. You could get out here early if you're on your way. Stop by, see us, and then head right over to the driving range, check out Scotty Scheffler, then go follow him around all day.
I think he's tied for 7 right now with -2. So
there you go.
He's in the mix.
Yeah, it's day 1.
He's right where he needs to, be. And
got one day of golf in.
For some odd reason, I just feel like, boom, he's just going to shoot up the leaderboards, and he'll be at number 1.
There you go. I want to go check out our friends at Prime Sports Ohio, if that's how you feel. Maybe go see if you can get some good odds on him since he's not on the top of the leaderboard right now. But that's great, yeah. So whoever you're interested in seeing today, obviously, it's going to be a lot of fun out here. And we are, of course, aware there's a little bit of weather. But as we sit here right now,
it looks beautiful.
I'm looking at a bright sunrise, nice little pinkish hue to the sunrise coming over the driving range putting green out here. So, yeah, it's gorgeous setting as always at Jack's Place. We love being out here. We'll have updates for you all day long. The big news yesterday involves Big Noon. Can't get rid of it, can't get away from it. It keeps being a story where Ohio State keeps getting these Big Noon kickoffs. We've talked about it over the last few weeks, how Ohio State didn't want to have a Big Noon kick again for this Texas game. They wanted really any other time. Fox didn't have availability in the evening. They didn't want to go head-to-head with some of the other games there. They wanted to have a ratings block kind of all to themselves.
And I don't fault them for that.
Well, that's the nature of the business. It's the nature of television.
As mad as everybody is about it, I really can't fault Fox because they will absolutely dominate the noon slot.
Oh, sure.
Like, you are putting it to chance. Not saying that Texas and Ohio State wouldn't dominate at 8 o'clock, but there's also other decent games that's at 8 o'clock that people may tune into. But if you're at noon, you're literally like the only show in town.
Yeah. Well, it came out yesterday that Michael Mulvihill, who is the head of Fox Sports, so, you would think it's a little bit on him for this decision, right? Well, maybe it's him just passing the buck, but he gave an interview where he essentially said what we all knew and what had already been reported, but he confirmed it. He said, we were ready to go. We had worked out with Ohio State to have it on Sunday. Ohio State was prepared to do that. They would have moved everything to make that happen, to have it at the shoe on Sunday. However, Texas, exercised their right, which he said they are fully in their rights to do, their right to not have the game moved. But it was all on Texas. So he is saying, yeah, we agreed with a lot of the fans, but they seem like they're flexible enough to move it off of noon. but not flexible enough to move it to like 7 p.m. on Saturday night and just say, well, whatever else is on. Do they have a baseball game or something? I mean, I don't know Fox's broadcast schedule, but not that you would either. But like, I don't like unless they have a contractual obligation at some point. They're just looking at it as, we'll do what we can to make Ohio State feel good about this, and the fans, we understand why they don't like it. Also, we're not going to like break our own, like beliefs in what broadcasting should be and what works. They're thinking we're not going head to head with other college football games. We want the noon slot, or we want something exclusive on Sunday. Couldn't get the Sunday slot, so they stayed on noon.
Yeah, I mean, I actually appreciate them trying to. I just don't understand why Texas wouldn't want that. Because is it because it's the first game of the season and Arch Manning is going to make his first season debut start that you try to make it not as hostile as it possibly could be? Is that what this is about?
I think Texas's players are afraid to play on Sundays. That's why none of them are going to the NFL. That's what I think. I'm just going to start that rumor. We're going to float that out there. They just Sundays. Well, you heard Chris Del Conte, their athletic director. Did you see his quotes where he said, why would I want to move the game to Sunday night and have a short week for our boys who were just told we're kicking off at high noon? I've got to go to church. I mean, hot dang. That's a quote. That is the most Texas quote I've ever heard. I mean, hot dang, to ring that in. I went to church for many years, Tyvis. I know you're a churchgoer. Did they have a lot of college football games at 10 a.m.? I'm not aware of that. I think you can, like a lot of times, it's the college football games are in the afternoon or evening, and then you could go to church and still do that, is what I'm saying for Chris Del Conte. Or they have Saturday services, some of the churches, too, nowadays. You might want to get one of those.
Yeah, I was going to say that, but also every team has a chaplain that comes in and gives a sermon, so you're not – because they understand. Because the thing is, you play on Saturday, but Sunday you also come back into the building and watch tape and have a little small practice and workout. And
do they ever do that? Do they ever do that during church time? They may. I'm just saying, it depends on when the coach wants to have you into practice and watch film.
So he can miss me with that excuse. He got to tell that to somebody that's never played, that's never been in the building, because I understand, like, they bring church to you because they understand.
They bring everything to you when you're a football
Sunday,
player.
we need you, so but we know that this is important to y'all, so we're going to bring somebody here for y'all to get y'all sermons. So.
I would love.
And on top of that, the next week they play San Jose State. They're not even playing like somebody of note. That's why it's kind of shocking. Like, you talk about shortening the week. Like, I get it as from one athlete. Like, I get that you want to give them a full week's rest recovery, but I've played on a Monday and then played on a Saturday. Yeah. So it's not that big of a deal. Trust me, these kids is young still. If you was in your 30s, all right, maybe. But these kids is like 18 to 22. Like, they're fine.
I think last week in your absence, we had a little ditty about we had a song made up by our in-house band, Art and the Official Intelligencers. They made a little song about Texas and Ohio State playing this game. Bodie, if you have it, let's roll it.
Texas, they're all afraid about playing on Sundays against old Ryan Day. Someday these Buckeyes will all turn pro, but the Longhorns, baby, they're just too slow. Oh, Texas, they're scared to play on Sunday. They whine and complain till they got their way. Come big noon, the Buckeyes will be the real winner. And that night, Brutus will have a Longhorn steak dinner. Steers smell like chicken, and thinking about Sunday made their pulse quicken. But Austin stars will be dim in the daylight as the Buckeyes pull those straps on their helmets tight. Oh, Texas, they're scared to play on Sunday. They whine and complain steak dinner. Yeah, longhorn steak dinner.
Coming up, we have a little news on, it's not news, but I have a little speculation given the schedule update. I think we have a good idea of when Ohio State's going to play one of its other marquee games. It's not, the Michigan game we know is at noon. Texas is at noon. I think there's another marquee matchup we're going to have that will also be at noon. We'll discuss that next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Well, we are noticing some really big police presence just west of Marysville this morning. US 33 westbound near State Route 4. Expect some lane closures out there as police are still on scene. What's also interesting is that US 33 eastbound just past 5th Street also expect some lane closures because police are also in that area as well. So make sure to take note of that if you're stepping out the door. Police haven't said much in terms of details other than a short pursuit was made. So we'll let you know if anything changes. I'm 10 TV's Breen Albizu with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Buckeye Lake Marina. It's boat season at Buckeye Lake Marina. Largest new and used boat inventory in the 3-county region. Details and more at BuckeyeLakeMarina.com.
Huntington is banking that just clicks. Like asterisk-free checking. An account that's filled with features, but no monthly maintenance fee, no matter what. Because it's your money, right? So we think you should keep it. It's just one more way we're looking out for people every day. Is your bank looking out for you? Maybe it's time to switch. Visit your neighborhood Huntington branch or make the switch at huntington.com/yourmoney.
Your husband is pretty handy to have around. He makes the world's best mac and cheese.
Lunch is ready.
He's in the Tickle Monster Hall of Fame. And he can teach anyone how to throw strikes. But a busted pipe and a basement full of water?
Honey, I think we need a plumber.
Is a little out of his league. That's where a homeowner's policy from Shelter Insurance comes in handy. We'll help get your house back in order and your husband back to what he does best.
Find an agent at shelterinsurance.com. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Save big on everything for your next project at Menards. From hitches to ratchet straps and everything in between. We've got all your hauling needs covered. Tow smarter with a Tow Smart ball mount trailer hitch. It's built with durable steel construction that resists rust and corrosion. On sale now through June 1st. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for more great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
Get Mega May discounts at Codland Kia. Lease a new Kia K4, only $89 a month for 24 months. Or get 1.9% financing for 48 months. Or $2,000 bonus cash on a new 25 Kia Sportage or Sorrento. Visit CodlandKia.com.
Codland has the car for you.
$49.99 due at signing, 10,000 miles per year, 20 cents per mile over. Tax, title, and license fees excluded. No security deposit. $400 disposition fee every cent. 1.9 for 48 equals $21.65 per 1,000 financed. With approved credit for KMF. Residency restrictions may apply. Offers cannot be combined. See dealer for details. N6225.
We've discovered the perfect morning ritual, the 2 for $6 breakfast sandwich deal at Tim Hortons. Every sandwich is made to order with a freshly cracked egg and melty cheese, just the way breakfast should be. Choose between savory sausage or hickory smoked bacon, served on a toasted English muffin or flaky biscuit. There's no wrong way to mix and match this tasty deal. 2 breakfast sandwiches, just $6. Perfect. Only at your neighborhood Tim Hortons. At participating U.S. restaurants, single item at regular menu price. Modifications and tax extra. Exclusions and additional terms apply.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
The Buckeyes are national champions. And you listen to it all right here on The Fan. And next year when they do it again, it'll be here on The Fan. And the year after that, well, you know the drill. Always and forever, your home of the Buckeyes. The Fan.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy houses as is fast for cash. Call me today for an all-cash offer on any of your properties, and we can close within days at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Do you own a property that's outdated and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, I'll buy it. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Would it be convenient for you if you could simply take what you wanted and leave the rest behind? Great, I'll buy it. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, apartment buildings, rental portfolios. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Call TurboTrack Realty today for an all-cash offer and speak with one of our friendly staff members at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Mainly dry start, but as we go into the later part of the morning, we will see scattered showers develop, and then throughout the day, scattered showers and even isolated thunderstorms. Otherwise, expect it to be cloudy with highs right around 70. 50s overnight tonight with some lingering showers, but it looks fantastic as we head into Saturday, continuing the Memorial Tournament with our highs right around 70 and mostly sunny throughout the day. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfolo with your 10 weather impact forecast.
T-Bone and Tyvis is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
Traditions are big in the golf world, and we have a few of our own. T-Bone is fat, Tyvis is loud, and Jen Winters is rolling down a hill. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis live from the Memorial.
Presented by the Waterworks and Header Plumbing, Drain, Heating, and Cooling. And sponsored by Ohio for Responsible Gambling. Visit pausebeforeyouplay.org.
I missed it yesterday, but it was Jen Winter's birthday. Happy belated birthday to Jen.
Yes, happy belated.
I didn't get to see her yesterday, but hopefully we'll see her sometime this weekend. Anyway, Tyvis, you've got something to tell the people. Go right ahead.
Yeah, because we were talking about traditions. Speaking of traditions, today is Shot in the Ace Fridays because at Tri-State Men's Health are the experts in treating low testosterone and other men's sexual health conditions. They successfully treated many men for low T, and men have seen the amazing differences in those treatments that can make in their life. It usually starts about early to mid-30s for me. Obviously, I'm 31, and it hit me. You know, guys start losing 2 to 3% of their testosterone production every year. It happens gradually, and before you know it, you just don't feel like the same person you was in your 20s or 30s. For me, 20s, obviously, when I was in my prime of my life. You get a decrease in your libido. You put on weight. You're less productive at the gym. You're not seeing those gains that you used to see. You know, I'm not looking like how Coach Mick, obviously, I'm not looking like how Coach Mick had me looking when I was in college. And it bleeds to sadness and depression. You know, I'm thinking about, man, I'm not the guy that I once was. But I went to go see my guys at Tri-State Men's Health. They gave me that shot, and I felt like the Incredible Hulk again in that weight room. So I suggest everybody go out there if you feeling these symptoms and let Tri-State get you right. You can go to tristatemenshealth.com, take the low T quiz on their website. It's a simple 10-question quiz with yes or no answers. It takes 2 minutes. Schedule a consult today. They will do your lab work and have your results within 30 minutes. A licensed medical provider will review your results and with you and discuss your options, and you will make the decision together with their medical team. Your initial visit includes a medical consult, TMPSA test, and is free. This is a limited time only. So schedule today. Call them today at 800-900-9654 or visit tristatemenshealth.com.
Tyvis, I saw that Penn State has put out one of their games has been announced. A few of their games have been announced time-wise for next year, or for this upcoming season, 2025. Mm-hmm. They are playing Oregon on September 27th.
Oh, yeah, I saw this.
That is an NBC game.
The whiteout.
That is going to be their whiteout game, and it is a 7:30 broadcast time for that game. So they picked that as the whiteout. They know that that's one that they get to have, and they are obviously, they're trying to get a good advantage whenever they have a whiteout game, right? And especially they don't want to do it during the day because they know it looks stupid. Mm-hmm. Now, which team do you think, as much as Oregon is a very good team, we feel good? Dan Lanning's jumping into pools and then missing on recruits, but he's doing a good little job out there at Oregon.
He hasn't missed on them yet. yet. The kid hasn't flipped.
He jumped
yet.
in the pool and then jumped right back out. That reverse footage coming out of the pool. They did.
You know what? If he does commit somewhere else, that should be what they do. Like as
just
a video, reverse him jumping.
Like all those people who did the Avengers landings out of the pool because they would jump in. Then I love those videos. Anyway,
oh man.
So Penn State's hosting Oregon. That's a night game. That's their whiteout game. They also host Ohio State on November 1st. We know that. That is still a TBD game right now.
Mm-hmm.
My guess is that is a game that they either don't have the broadcast rights to, like NBC doesn't, or that NBC is just not going to put at night. Because I would be shocked, and I saw Evil Bald Colin pointed this out on Twitter, and I think he's spot on. I, too, would be shocked if Penn State picks the whiteout game for not the Ohio State game. Assuming Ohio State and Oregon are both at night, you would think they would, if they're going to do it once, they would do it for the Ohio State game.
Isn't they're not here?
No, it's at Penn State.
Again?
Mm-hmm.
How they get it 2 years in a row? That's kind of crazy. I always thought the Penn State game was here.
I think it's here. I don't know. I got it on. I'm looking at the 2025 schedule. It says it's. Oh no, you know what? I'm so stupid. You're exactly right. I saw at Ohio State, and I was thinking I was looking at Penn State's schedule. I thought I was looking at Ohio State's schedule. You're right. It is here. You're exactly right.
Yeah, no, that to me,
okay,
it should be a night game, especially with Fox. If they did do like the little process where they do the draft of the games, it seems to me that if Fox gets the first 2 picks, I think somebody pointed out in the chat before, then it would probably be the rivalry game, and they took the Texas game. So that would mean that that Ohio State and Penn State game should be free for somebody else like CBS. So at worst, it should be 3:30 in my
No, you're right. I don't know.
Opinion.
I don't know why I said it was at. I'm looking right at the schedule. It said at Ohio State, and I just thought
you read what you wanted.
I typed it. I thought I typed in Ohio State's schedule. I'm completely backward on that. Either way, we know they're doing the whiteout for that game. So, of course, they can't do a whiteout when Ohio State's not going to be there. But I don't know. I still feel like that game, I would hope that we get some big night game at the shoe.
We will.
OU. I saw that.
Grambling State.
No.
That's going to happen.
Grambling State got announced. So they both of those, Ohio and Grambling State both got announced as well by Fox yesterday. Grambling State is a 3:30 kick. OU is a 7 kick.
I told you.
And that game is exclusive to Peacock.
Yeah.
So get ready for
good
another
old Peacock. You know who will be there? Loud and proud.
Who's that?
Eric Reeser.
Oh yeah. Well, Eric Reeser is a Bobcat.
Yeah.
Ken Winters is a Bobcat.
Yeah.
Got a lot of Bobcats that work here.
Well,
a lot of OU guys.
I hope they just stay at home that day. You know, I don't think it's going to be pretty. I don't think it's going to be close.
Well, you know what though? I'm glad that we play that game. I don't mind playing.
But it's unfortunate. Like this is the times that we live in. I remember back when I was banging.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime it was a big time game, you knew it was a night game. And now it's like anytime it's a big time game, it's going on Fox, and it's just like that's crazy to me.
Yeah.
That our nighttime atmospheres. Don't get me wrong, people will show up, people will still have fun because it's a night game, but it's never been any like good games anymore. Like they're gonna be blowouts. You'll be done by halftime.
I know.
And
that's the sad thing about a night game is if it's gonna be one of those great games, I'm in for all 4 quarters. I'll be there. I'll be stuck in traffic. I'm ready for that because I want to see a great game, and I want to see, even if it was Ohio State and Texas at night, which we know it's not, but if they have a great game like that, and it turns out that Ohio State goes on and kind of pulls away in the 4th quarter, I'm staying for the whole thing.
Yeah.
But I've been to the Toledo night game
a couple
years ago.
It's over at halftime.
It was like 40 points. It was like 45 to nothing at halftime or something like that, and we stayed for the band. And then as soon as the 3rd quarter hit, we were kind of like, all right, that's all we need to see. I don't know that
typically
stick around for all
if
this.
If they up by like 4 or 5 scores, I mean, the only reason you would stay is 1, you having a good time, or 2, you want to see the young guys or the other guys get in there and see what they could do. But I guess your interest in the game is going to go away, and it's unfortunate because this is what's been happening for I'd say the past 4 or 5 years, where the only night games that you get at the shoe is teams that's not worthy of a night game. It's like it's laughable. Like the one year when they played Akron, I'm like, Akron at night? Like, are you serious? That's where we at? Yeah. And obviously they went on to blow them out, but it's unfortunate. It takes away from I feel like fans are getting shortchanged of the full college experience, of what the shoe could be. And I get your argument on it about, no matter what time the game is, you're going to show up and be loud and proud because you enjoy the football game. But I also think that every fan should experience a big time opponent play at night in the shoe and be able to tell the difference. Be like, all right, this was what it felt like when they played them at noon, but this is what it felt like to play them at night. And you could just tell that it's just a big difference.
No, don't get me wrong. My argument is not that night games suck and we should never have them. It's that I feel like the conversation got so far the other way where it was, well, we can't even have a good time if it's not a night game. Hold on.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
As long as we understand that Texas atmosphere, there should be no excuse.
Oh, no, they're going to be loud and proud.
It'll probably be 90 degrees out. On the field turf, it'll be 120 because, God forbid, we get real grass in the shoe. That's a whole nother. I will never understand
I'm telling you.
I will never understand that. But that all said, fans will be there. They'll be loud. And I know that. That's where I think some people just saying, I can't even have a good time at a game unless it's a night game.
That's blasphemy.
No, we just got burned out last year on noon games because there were too many in a row, and you don't need them for every big game. And it sucks when you're not having any night games that are of significance. That's not okay.
I'm interested to see what happens this year. Like, no way that they going to do that again to us, right?
I don't know.
Ross Bjork and them said they've been talking to him and like, y'all messing up recruiting and stuff like that. We can't get recruits to come out here. At some point, Fox got to throw him something. Like, all right,
didn't I read though that I feel like the guy that we were just talking about, the Dan Lanning dude that opened up his commitment again, who jumped in the pool with him.
Yeah,
I feel like
Richard Wesley or something like that.
Something Wesley. I think you're right. Yeah, maybe it is Richard Wesley. He said, I thought that he was one of the guys that's coming for that Texas game. So it's like, so that's at noon. He's a huge recruit. And I know not every noon game when they have high school football, that gets to be problematic when you're in October and you're trying to get someone on a flight from California after they play their night game. Yeah, that's a tough ask. But also, do you want to be a Buckeye or not? That's what I say. Brian Day always says he wants guys who want to be Buckeyes. If you want to be wined and dined, maybe this isn't the school. We'll do that for you, but you got to want to be here, too.
I will say, even as a high school recruit, I came to a night game. I watched Ohio State versus Wisconsin. When Braxton threw the deep ball to Devin Smith in the back of the end zone for the touchdown to win the game. I was at that game, and I will tell you that the atmosphere from that to when I first came down to a Penn State, it was different. Like them night games. For a recruit to see that stadium at night and see just the plays and how the crowd comes alive at night, it's very inspiring, and it's unfortunate that some recruits don't get a chance to see that because of the noon games.
Yeah. Yeah, you're exactly right. And hopefully we won't have as many of those this year. All right, come back in 2 minutes with Clip That, some audio that'll hope get your morning going. This one involves the Olympics. One of the NFL players who was asked, do you think you're going to be asked to go to the Olympic team? He had a nice response to it. We'll hear that in 2 minutes. T-Bone and Tyvis live from Muirfield on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and happy Friday. For our folks over in the Dublin Hilliard area, you have a big tournament that's still continuing for today. So if you're making your way out the door, 270 southbound and northbound are looking great with your drive times at 73 and 71 miles apiece. As for your drive times northbound, if you're taking 71 north, 670 to 270 will take you only 8 minutes. The State Route 315 north over 670 to 270 will got you at 9. I'm 10 TV's Brina Albizu with your fan traffic.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ Chris Canty here. It's time to turn things up a notch. This summer, don't binge watch shows, binge s'mores by the campfire. Press pause on the podcast and press play on Warm Weather Vibes. Here's your chance to win $10,000 for your ultimate summer. What are you waiting for? Take a shot with 5-Hour Energy and make this summer your best summer ever. Visit 5HEshot.com for full details and rules to enter today. No purchase necessary. Ends June 30th, 2025.
At Progressive, we understand the bond you have with your boat. It's why people name theirs.
I was pretty hungry and looking at a menu when I named my boat Change Your Tuna. The backup names were Trick or Trout, I Salmonly Swear, and, it gets worse, New Squid on the Block. It wasn't my best day.
Whatever you call your boat, protect it. And start with a quote from Progressive, America's #1 boat insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. #1 rating based on boat market share data from ratefilings.com.
Road
trip. This summer at Tire Discounters, your tires are your passport to savings because you're driving to Paris,
Texas.
Then it's off to Rome,
Georgia.
And you'll be kissing the Blarney Stone in Dublin,
Ohio.
Right now, save up to $514 when you buy 4 tires, and that includes a free alignment and oil change. Stop at Tire Discounters before you see the world.
T-Bone and Tyvis is presented by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Sign up today at awaken180weightloss.com.
Listen to that! Son of a... That's unbelievable! Oh my goodness! Holy smoke! Just incredible!
T-Bone and Tyvis present Clip That.
Sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com. Receive a 100% match when you deposit up to $400 with the Prime Sports Ohio app.
Matthew, it looks like NFL players are going to be able to play in the flag football in the 2028 Olympics. What do you think of football being part of it? And I know that might extend, beyond.
You're talking about coaching or what?
Would you be interested? Do you think you'd be interested in playing?
Sure. I mean, I nobody's going to want me to, but yeah, sure, it'd be fun. I'll coach.
That is Matt Stafford talking about. He had a nice response there to the question, would you like to play in the Olympics? He's like, they're not going to ask me, though. I guess they have to ask, right? They got to ask all these veteran NFL players, are you interested in it? And he's probably just like, sure, but they're not calling me.
I mean, it depends on who they can't get. It depends on who says no and how many spots they need. I think that he's right, though. I mean, you probably would go with a younger guy. You go with Lamar, obviously, because of the ability. Are they allowed to scramble?
See, I think that's part of it. Because
then it's a no-brainer.
I don't know if you can scramble. I don't know if you can scramble past the line of scrimmage. But let's say even if that's not a part of the game, if you're allowed to move, you're allowed to move around, and I would still think he'd have a better advantage over most guys of not getting his flag ripped off because you can't even get close to him.
Oh no! Yeah.
So he can make a pass.
The older these guys get, the more they become statues back there. So
that's true. But Lamar seems to be defying that still as of right now. I did see Pat Mahomes had a thought. He said, I'll leave that to the younger guys. They asked him if he was interested. And, Pat Mahomes isn't exactly old.
Nah.
But he said, no, I'll leave that to someone else. I'm not really interested in doing
Why do
that.
I feel like that's not the case with him? Listen, this man done won the Super Bowl. He done won MVP. He probably done won ESPYs. But to say, I got a gold medal for my country, that's something that everybody will want to say. So I feel like if the opportunity comes knocking and they say, you know what, Patrick, we want you to be the starting quarterback for Team USA and represent your country, why would you not take that? Especially for a quarterback. It's not like I'm going out there and I'm really risking injury. I mean, I'm just throwing the ball.
Yeah.
Why would I? This is a chance for me not to be concerned about a pass rush. I can go through my progressions. It's like playing 7-on-7 in practice. Yeah, you know how many players that I've seen, how many quarterbacks I've seen look unbelievable at 7-on-7, and then you put them in live action and they can't figure it out.
Right.
I think that if I was Patrick Mahomes, I would at least do it one time to at least get a gold medal under my resume.
Pat Mahomes said, I'll probably leave that to the younger guys. I'll be a little older by the time that thing comes around. Now, I didn't realize, I guess he's young, but he's not as young as I thought.
He'll be 30?
30 in September. He'll be 30 in September. So still, I mean, in quarterback years, he's got, you think 8 or 10 more really good years possible if he stays at that level.
Even more reason why he should want to do it.
Yeah, true enough. I was a little surprised by those comments, but there's someone who won't be competing for the starting job if you believe what he said there. Now, I saw these comments from Jason Kelsey, who has his, him and his brother, Travis, if you've heard of him. They have their, I don't know why I said it like Travis. Are you aware of his brother, Travis? Yeah, I think most people know who Travis Kelsey is. On their New Heights podcast, which has a ton of listeners, they were talking about that Daryl Doucette, Hoosh is the guy's name. He's
quarterback.
The quarterback of the U.S. flag football team. Mm-hmm. And if you haven't heard his comments or read his comments, most of what he's been saying around this is he's putting a hand up saying more or less, hey, before you just give everyone who's in the NFL our team spot. We actually are on the team and playing. Mm-hmm. Is there a chance we will get an invite to wherever the tryout is? Mm-hmm. Like, can we get a shot to do this? Can we not just give it to everybody? And I don't think that's an unfair request. I think we all know how that would go if there are tryouts. I think we have a pretty solid grasp of who the great football players are.
I believe that this guy gets a lot of backlash because before he made that comment, the comments he made before that was the ones that was insane. Where it was, you guys don't even know how hard it is to play flag football. You guys should come out here and try it because we're the experts. And everybody was looking like, dude, come on now. Yeah. Like, you're talking about NFL players here that you're trying to compete against. But now he's walked that back a little bit and said, hey, because he sees that the writing is on the wall, say, hey, we just want a fair opportunity. And I can respect that comment. But the one he said before, like, y'all need to come out here and try flag football. It's not as easy as you think. We might be better at certain things. And I'm just like, all right.
I don't blame him at all for feeling slighted, or any of the other flag football players for saying, hold on a second.
He's the only one.
We're not even, well, right. But I'm sure he's, just because he's saying it doesn't mean other guys aren't feeling that too so I don't even matter now. Like, I've been doing this. We've been waiting for this sport to become an Olympic event. Now it does. And you immediately go, oh, great. Get these guys out of here. Let's get the NFL guys. I'm sure his thought process a little bit, too, is do you need the NFL guys to win this thing? We're already the best. Like, they're ranked high. Anyway, Jason Kelce had this to say on his podcast. He said, is this guy afraid of competition? Talking about Darryl Doucette. Have a tryout, and the best players make the team. He's just boxing out other people from joining the sport because they haven't played that specific style of football. See, again, I think he's trying. I always thought the flag football guy was saying, more or less, you haven't played this sport. You don't know the differences. It's a little more, it's not as simple as if you're great at regular football, you'll just be great at this too. He believes there's a little nuance to the game. He's the one who made that. Didn't he make the ping pong versus like actual tennis? Like
Did he say that?
I'm pretty sure he said it's the difference between table tennis and regular tennis because the field's a little more compact. There's a little more nuance to it. Right or wrong, I understand where he's coming from. I do see his point a little bit of, can we at least get a fair shot to make this team?
Just say that then.
That's right.
That should be the comment right there. We just want a fair shot to make the team. All the extra stuff is you losing a lot of people with that. Everybody would understand if you say, you know what, we've been playing this sport, we've dedicated our lives to this sport, we just want a fair chance.
I admire the guy for not just going, oh yes, NFL, sure, here.
No, I admire.
Mr. Mahomes,
I respect it.
I get why he's coming in saying, hold on, can I get a shot at this?
But I personally don't think that they were just going to just say, not give it's got to be some type of tryout.
Well, that's exactly right. Yeah, like I think because that's what Jason Kelce had said. Jason Kelce said, I think a coach that's familiar with flag football should select an NFL represented team. That team should just play this flag football team that's been playing for a long time, feels like they're the best at it, and don't need other guys. Then whoever wins goes to the Olympics. Again, I don't think that's what's being said. I think it's the idea of let some guys try out with the NFL guys. Don't just name a team of guys who've never even practiced together. If you have the tryouts and all the NFL guys win all the spots, which they probably will, great.
That's
fine.
That's how it should be.
Right.
And I'm sure that's how it probably will go.
Yeah. But it would be interesting for me just to watch. I don't think it would go well. But I would watch that game that he's trying to set up.
Of course you would.
I would tune in to see that dude's wacky throwing motion. That Darryl, if you haven't seen his throwing motion, he looks like he's trying to throw like a Major League Baseball pitch. He doesn't look like he's trying to throw a football. It's quite interesting.
You know what, though? It would.
Whatever.
That game would have unbelievable ratings because
of course it will.
To say the stipulations on this game is whoever wins is going to be Team USA. A lot of people will watch that. It'll be a massacre, I also believe.
I believe that, too.
I would definitely tune in to see it.
But wouldn't you, though, if let's say they played that game and one wide receiver on that team was like, oh, wow, he's making some Randy Moss style catches.
You need to bring him up.
Yes, like there needs to be, I think, a Christian Laettner spot at the very least on that dream team, right? Like have a couple guys who are the
we didn't want the college guy.
My point is
Christian Laettner, you can have.
What do you think the Olympics are going to look like if the team that is currently the best in flag football, this Jason Kelsey idea, if the team that's best in flag football now internationally by a lot, if they go out and get run by NFL stars, what do you think is going to be? The Olympics are going to be a joke. Like, not that I'll care because it'll be my team winning, but I'm just saying, maybe you have like, let's tie one hand behind our back to have a little bit of fun with this, right? Let's have like 3 or 4 NFL guys, and the rest can be the flag football team, and have this Daryl Doucette guy as the backup if he wants to be, and then he can come in and mop up duty.
You don't want him to be the starting U.S.
I mean, if he can win the job, of course. My whole point is, like, I don't think we need the dream team of the NBA that we had. But the reason they did that was because USA basketball is getting mopped in the Olympics, and they said, "Fine."
Well, no. I don't agree. I don't agree with you. If you gonna do it, then you need to go ahead and set the tone. You need to let them know, like, I don't know why this is free gold every year.
Do you want this sport to last for another
Olympics? Set the tone.
No, you set the tone, and it's 150-0 every game.
Yeah.
Then they're going to be like,
you know what? You know what happens?
They're never going to play it.
They're going to play it again, and then you start getting other guys to come in, because other guys will be like, "Oh, we don't need to be in there like that."
You win it no matter what. I'm just saying, you don't need a team of ringers.
In my career, if you told me, Tyvis, every time we go out, we could beat somebody by 100 points, I would take that every time.
Of course, every time. Too. But if you're going to beat them anyway, 35-0.
I am an Urban Meyer player. Okay, we believe in. It's not our fault.
But you know they're never getting rid of the NFL and college football. This just started. I'm saying if you just make it a mockery, they're going to say, you know what, never mind. This was a dumb idea. Let's take it out of the Olympics. I want it to last.
I hope they up 70-0 at halftime. They need Urban coaching it, because he going to go in that locker room and say, nobody said this thing had to be close. That's going to make everybody go out there and try to get a 100-point score.
I haven't seen the Dublin dad out here yet. Maybe he's here. Maybe we'll run into him today. We'll find out. He could be out here on the course right now. How's Justin Fields going to do this season? We'll tell you what he thinks and what the Jets coaches are saying about it next. T-Bone and Tyvis from Muirfield on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Well, we are still closely monitoring some police activity going on just west of Marysville. US 33 westbound near State Route 4. Expect some lane closures, as well as US 33 eastbound just past 5th Street. Also expect some lane closures there because of this big police presence. All officials could confirm at this time in the past hour or so is that it did involve a short pursuit, but of course we are still continuing to see what else we can learn about the situation. I'm 10 TV's Brina Albizu with your fan traffic.
Introducing Ice Cream Quakes from UDF. Big chunks of your favorite candies and cookies blended with real UDF ice cream. Made the way you want. Real creamy, real chunky, real. Ice Cream Quakes. New from United Dairy Farmers.
This summer, save more with hot deals on Meyer brand must-haves for $2 or less all season long.
Like Meyer potato chips?
Yep.
Hamburger buns?
Of course.
Ketchup?
Absolutely.
How about Meyer lemonade? That's my favorite.
Yep, that too. Plus pickles, baked beans, cheese slices for sandwiches. It's your favorite Meyer brand must-haves for $2 or less all season long.
That's a good deal better.
Only at Meyer. Exclusions apply. See all deals in the Meyer app.
I think I just wrote the song of the summer. Listen.
That's just you drinking a Big Gulp from Speedway.
And just 89 cents for any size with Speedy Rewards? That's a hit. The convenience stores of Speedway. Valid through 6/24/25. See app for full terms.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
This is This Date in Reds Baseball with team historian Greg Rhodes.
It's not often we salute a pitcher for a game-winning home run, but here's to Reds Hall of Famer Clay Carroll, who did just that on May 30th in 1969. Carroll, who was pitching in relief, retired the Cardinals in the bottom of the ninth, and the game went into extra innings. The first two Reds made outs, and manager Dave Bristol decided to let his weak-hitting pitcher bat. but Carroll surprised everyone with a long fly ball to left field that hit the top of the wall and bounced over. Later, he said jokingly, never any doubt about it. And a couple of sidelights to that home run. It was the only one Carroll hit in his career. And he hit it off the great Bob Gibson. What a night for Clay Carroll this May 30th, 1969, this date in Reds baseball.
This date in Reds baseball is brought to you by the Cincinnati Reds Hall of Fame and Museum, presented by Dinsmore. Celebrating greatness, preserving history, providing inspiration.
Need a new heating or cooling system? Booking a free in-home estimate with Logan Services is easier than ever. In just minutes, you can schedule your appointment on our website. It's fast, simple, and hassle-free. Book a time that works best for you. We offer appointments throughout the week and on weekends. And next-day installation is available now. When you need help, we're here for you. For the home of fast, friendly service, Logan Services.
Most radio stations suck. Here's why. They don't invest in local programming. We are live and local 14 hours a day. You can rest assured that every stupid thing we say is 100% local. Homegrown dumb since day one. The Fan.
Texting enrolls you into reoccurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text BODY to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text BODY to 321-321. That's BODY to 321-321.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Federal Elite Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis live from the Memorial.
Presented by the Waterworks and Header Plumbing, Drain, Heating and Cooling. And sponsored by Ohio for Responsible Gambling. Visit pausebeforeyouplay.org.
Live at Muirfield for the 50th Memorial Tournament. Day 2 action out here. I'm seeing people carrying some umbrellas around. Some rain gear is out. We're going to keep an eye on it, but obviously hoping to get all this golf in today. We will be out here live all day long, rain or shine, and hope to see you out here if you're making your way here. Also, if you're a sports fan in Ohio and you want to turn your passion into serious action, that is where Prime Sportsbook Ohio comes in. They are bringing in a massive welcome deposit match offer. Well, what is that? I'll tell you. It's for up to $400. If you deposit up to $400, they will match your deposit with bonus bets up to $400, and that is an initial deposit only. But those bonus bets are good for a whole year. So maybe you want to place a wager on, I don't know, something going on in the world of golf. Maybe you want to place it on the basketball or hockey going on right now. And then you say, but I love football, and down the road I want to place some wagers on that. The bonus bets will be there for you up to a year later. So that's pretty cool. Just visit primesportsbook.com to get started betting reduced juice. It literally costs less to bet with Prime Sports Ohio. You can also download Prime Sports Ohio's app today to get started. Additional terms and conditions apply. Must be 21 or older and present in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Play responsibly. So Justin Fields, Tyvis, he is getting ready to start up with the Jets. OTA's going on. He's had a few practices under his belt now. What's your baseline for him this year? What do you kind of like thinking the floor is for him? What the ceiling could be? Are you higher on him now that he's with the Jets, or do you still feel like, you know, he's the things that were said about him in other places are going to kind of hold true when he gets to New York?
I think with the Jets, you know, getting Aaron Glenn is good because I think that him being in that Lions staff, I'm sure when he left the Lions, he took some of their offensive quality control guys. And he basically, what I'm saying is he took people that love what Ben Johnson was doing on offense. And they're going to try to take that and try to implement that with the Jets. And I think obviously that's going to be some growing pain because it's going to be the first year into it. But to get back with Garrett Wilson, maybe get Breece Hall back to playing like he's supposed to play. You know, I think they've done a good job with trying to fix that offensive line. This probably be sad to say. This is probably one of the most protected he might be, because they had to do it for Aaron Rodgers. So if Aaron Rodgers was cool with the line, then this line should be decent at best. And I think that Justin, my only issue with Justin is that he never was consistent with the Bears. It be games that you watch him make throws and be like, oh my goodness, that was one of the best throws I've ever seen in my life. And then he turn around and then it wouldn't look the same way the next game. So for him, he has to chase consistency. And I'm hoping that throwing back to Garrett Wilson, having him back in the lineup with him, I'm hoping that he's like, all right, I'm used to this. This was familiar to me. You know, we made a ton of plays together. We already have chemistry already. So I'm hoping that allows him to get back. Obviously, he's got to implement that running game back into his style of play, because that made him special. You know, as a defense or as a defensive coordinator, I'm looking at that and I'm trying to figure out, I now have to take somebody out of coverage and make them spy him, which means that there is a vacant zone every time he throws the ball.
Yeah.
Because people are scared of his legs. Or they're so scared of his leg that the pass rushers don't rush. They just try to keep him in the pocket and make him throw the ball. So there's the two ways that he can handle those things. If he recognizes that's happening and he's able to capitalize off of that, he can be a really good quarterback. I'm not going to say he's going to be top 10 in the league or anything, but he could be in the top 17 quarterbacks in this league.
I am, because I love the Buckeyes, unlike you. I don't hate him. I'm going to say he's going to be awesome. He's going to be a top 10 guy.
I just gave you a great breakdown. Ultimately, it's on him. It's on him.
Of course it is. I know. And I agree with you. A lot of what you said there makes a ton of sense. And it's a lot of stuff I didn't even know. So that's why I asked you, because you teach me things about football.
And he has to do a better job with going through his progressions. You know, it's been times that, and this was early on with Chicago, and I got why he did it. You know, with Chicago, he was like a one-read guy. He had one guy that he's looking for. If that guy's not there, take off. Because he didn't have time. So hopefully with the Jets, they could give him that, like, all right, one is not there, two is not there, let me throw the check down. And he can get comfortable being able to sit in that pocket. He don't feel like he has to hurry up and go through things.
Yeah. Well, the new offensive coordinator in New York is former Lions passing game coordinator Tanner Engstrand.
I'm sure it is.
Household name. Maybe it will be by the end of this year. But he said, did Engstrand, about Justin Fields. He's obviously a physically talented player. Everybody talks about the running. Well, the guy's got an arm, too, and he does a great job with that. Mentally, he's phenomenal. He's been absolutely phenomenal so far. We expect more out of that. Just a lot of things you can do with that type of player that's going to put stress on a defense, make the defensive coordinator stay up late at night as we get into this thing, just like you said.
Man.
It's like you know the game. It's like you know the game or something. It's like you've been in a couple game planning sessions where you went up against guys who also did that same thing, and you guys had to figure out what to do about that. Ultimately, I mean, I think that Justin Fields has, when he was here at Ohio State, how many times did we watch this game and watch him play and say, oh, yeah, best quarterback in the country?
I'm telling you.
No problem.
When he was at O State, the stuff that he was doing, he was like one of the first quarterbacks that threw more touchdowns than incompletions in a game. And I used to be like, this dude is unbelievable. Some of the throws that he was making, like the leg thing wasn't a big thing in college. It really came when he went to the NFL and played with Chicago that I realized how fast this guy actually is. So the arm talent alone was where I was like, yeah, this guy's really good, a really good football player. I mean, think about it. They went to the national championship with one of the worst defenses that Ohio State has ever had, and it was because he was that good on offense.
Yeah, I agreed. Like, I genuinely think what screwed him up in the NFL so far has been bad coaching and a reliance on, in the NFL, you don't have the Ohio State advantages over most teams.
You know,
right?
It's not a talent thing. Everybody's equal.
Right. So then when you have a mediocre to bad offensive line versus one of the best in the country, now you have to, as a coach, probably say, all right, like you brought up, what do we do to make sure that this guy doesn't get sacked all the time? Well, let's give him one read and then get out of here. That's a simple offense.
Yeah.
If you can give him time, and I think that is such a key for the Jets, whatever their offensive line, if they can get to that point, then we're talking about a guy who can probably go back to being a passing quarterback who uses his feet when necessary.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be that, but I think when he was in Chicago, that was one of the first things that kind of messed with him is, hey, we don't believe in your arm. We believe in you, an athlete, getting out in space and making plays. And that, I think, would mess with your psyche when you're like, at Ohio State, I was literally one of the best quarterbacks they've ever had there.
Yeah.
And now you're telling me you don't think I can even do this at the NFL level? So hopefully this gets back. And I like that the passing game coordinator is the one who's coming out saying his praises, not just an offensive, a guy he is the offensive coordinator now, but he's a guy who's intimately involved with the passing game, and he's saying, this is a guy we want. This is what we
another thing that I thought was good for him is that he did that stint with the Steelers, because the Steelers were the first team like, listen, we want you to play inside the system, play inside the scheme, don't go outside of it and do your own thing. And he showed you that he could do that, and they can win games doing that. Obviously it doesn't make him electric like he once was, but he can play inside of a scheme and do the things that a coach is asking him to do. But I do think improvisation is also good as well, which if he uses his legs, that's also a good thing.
We are live at Muirfield. When we come back, we'll tell you about how Alex Ovechkin, apparently there is a team in the NHL that thinks he's going to retire next year. That team is his own. And that's a little bit of a mix-up there. We'll talk about it next. It's T-Bone and Tyvis at the Memorial on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Your Friday, all areas leading into the metro are looking pretty fantastic and pretty smooth. Good morning to our folks over in Grove City. 270 eastbound's looking great. 62, a little bit slow, but nothing too concerning. And of course, 71 southbound and northbound looking pretty good as well. Hey, if you're heading out the door in Madison County, that's looking great as well as terms of your drive times. US 42 to 270 will only take you 17 minutes if you're taking 40 east. As for 70 east over to West Jefferson to 270, got you at 10 minutes. I'm 10 TV's Brian Albizu with your fan traffic.
We could tell you what makes Giant Eagle special, but we think our customers say it best.
I love the fresh produce. I love the fresh meat.
I'm pretty sure the fish guy knows me by now. We're buds.
I love to grill. That alone keeps me coming back.
The people that work here are so nice and so helpful.
Everybody loves the cakes from Giant Eagle.
On every shelf, in every department, we're always going for better, because being your Giant Eagle matters.
This is my Giant Eagle.
This is my Giant Eagle.
This is my Giant Eagle.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone for Window Nation. Summer is officially here, and so are the rising temperatures. Before you know it, you'll be wondering what else you can do to keep cool during the dog days of summer. You want to beat the heat and keep the AC in your home? Get Window Nation's energy-efficient vinyl windows. During their semi-annual sale, you can buy 4 windows and get 4 windows free. Plus a free entry door when you purchase a house full of windows, and no money down, no interest, and no monthly payments until 2027. So how exactly do they keep their prices affordable? It's a great question. Window Nation works directly with the top window manufacturers in the country, which means all their windows are assembled right here in the USA. Plus, their windows come with a lifetime warranty, so you'll keep saving long into the future. Window Nation's semi-annual sale ends soon. So buy 4 windows, get 4 windows free, and a free entry door when you purchase a house full of windows, plus pay nothing until 2027. Schedule your estimate right now, 866-90-NATION, or visit windownation.com. Once again, that number, 866-90-NATION, or go to their website, windownation.com.
Legend has it, underneath the NJM insurance offices lies a mysterious room of long-forgotten, moldy mascot memorabilia. Often pitched by ad agencies, always rejected by NJM. Is it real? We may never know. But what is real is NJM's dedication to doing what's right for their customers. Astoundingly, they're proud to put policyholders first. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. Learn more at njm.com.
Insurance underwritten by NJM Insurance Company and its subsidiaries.
Common Man here for Jermaine Lexus of Dublin and Easton. A lot of dealerships not stocking much inventory right now because of reasons. But at Jermaine Lexus, they have new inventory arriving every day. Get what you want when you want it. Lease the all-new NX350 for as low as $389 per month. How about rates as low as 3.99% up to 48 months and 4.49% up to 60 months on their most popular models. Jermaine Lexus, 2 locations to serve you, Dublin and Easton. Check them out online, jermainelexus.com.
Tired of being undervalued? Join 9 Trees and get what you deserve. At 9 Trees, we don't just hire hardscapers. We build a team of skilled pros who take pride in their craft and get rewarded for it. Top pay that beats what you're making now, we guarantee it. Performance bonuses, modern equipment and the tools you need, medical benefits and retirement accounts. You've got the skills, we've got the respect, and the paycheck to match. Make the move. Apply today at 9treeslc.com or call 614-921-9595.
Hey, it's Anthony. Comfort is king. We all strive for it, but life gets in the way. You know that.
And oh, my aching feet is not just a cliche. That's why the Good Feet store, in my opinion, has the best arch support solutions engineered to help you and me live the life we love without pain. For more than 30 years, they've taken great pleasure in helping thousands discover the comfort they've been dreaming of. I'm a customer. I have their 3-step system put right into all my shoes. They support, balance, and strengthen my feet and really guide them right into their ideal position. Every step I take, every move I make, I get relief. Not from the song, although I love that, but from my personally fit arch supports from the Good Feet store. Your free fitting is designed to help them understand you, your pain, and your discomfort, your personalized system. You'll walk out wearing your new arch supports hassle-free and begin living the life you love without pain. The Good Feet store on Stringtown Road in Grove City or Polaris Parkway. Learn more at goodfeet.com.
Summer's here, and seasonal businesses are hiring. Everything from hiking guides to surf instructors and more. Whether you're hiring for one of these roles or any other role, you need ZipRecruiter to find qualified candidates fast. ZipRecruiter's smart technology gets to work as soon as you post a job, diving in to find great matches and showing you top picks right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/USL to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/USL.
The playoffs are in full swing, and you can get in on all the action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest game-changing moments to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning. I'm Buddy Wells. We'll start with golf as day 2 at Jack's Place will get started later on this hour, shortly before 8 a.m. Heading into the second round of the Memorial Tournament. Ben Griffin is your solo leader at 7 under par. Behind him, it's Colin Morikawa at 5 under. Max Homa sits at 4 under, and Shane Lowry, Keegan Bradley, and Nick Taylor are all at 3 under. NBA playoffs, Jalen Brunson scores 32. Karl Anthony Towns pours in 24. And the Knicks keep their season alive with a 111-94 win in Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Finals. They'll play Game 6 in Indianapolis tomorrow night. And in the Stanley Cup playoffs, the Oilers jumped out to a 3-0 lead halfway through the first period, and they ride that to the 6-3 win over the Stars in Dallas as Edmonton returns to the Stanley Cup final for a rematch with the Florida Panthers. This update is sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy's office at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or check him out online at sleepbettercolumbus.com. Breaking sports news, one happens right here on The Fan.
Good morning, friends. You're listening to a special edition of T-Bone and Tyvis live from the Memorial.
Presented by the Waterworks and Header Plumbing, Drain, Heating, and Cooling. And sponsored by Ohio for Responsible Gambling. Visit pausebeforeyouplay.org.
You can jump in the YouTube chat. Just go to YouTube, search 971 The Fan. T-Bone and Tyvis, we're right there. You click on it. You're in the chat. Go ahead and drop us a line. We have Ask Tyvis Anything coming up at 7:30.
Oh,
so we've got a question for the former Buckeye and NFL.
As long as it's not my Social Security number and my banking information, we're good.
Well, I felt bad because I think I put a little bit of your business out there yesterday when I was talking with Bo.
What'd you say?
Well, when you left, Bo said something about your two guys who are both – because I said – him and Reese both have beautiful heads of hair.
Oh, yeah.
And they never wear hats. And I said, why would you? Because you're, got the beautiful hair. I'd do the same thing. And they said, well, you two guys, you're both resigned to being bald. And I said, well, one of us is.
Well, I ain't bald.
Okay.
I'm not bald.
One of us, I said, is doing something about it. And
correct.
And he said, oh. And I said, yeah, Tyvis. And I thought we had talked about this on the air.
I thought we did, too.
And I think, I'm sure we
did.
For the
people that don't know, when you tune in next week, next Wednesday, exactly, you'll see me with this ace bandage on my head. Just mind your business. That's all. It's fine. Don't worry about why.
Tyvis is all about the ace. Between the shots in it and the bandage on his head.
Oh, man, this wrap on my head next week. I think I get it Tuesday. And, yeah, from Tuesday for probably a week, I had this bandage on my head.
It's a long process, right? They told you a long day.
Like 2 weeks. You could wear a hat.
No, I thought you meant the
the day of. Yeah, it's a long day. It's a long day.
And then you got to do the show again.
Yep.
Now, I won't be here.
You won't be here,
I'll be
son.
out, you and Matt Fontana.
Matt go look at me on Wednesday like, is you okay?
But see, this is what, to quote the great Letterkenny show, this is what I appreciate about you. I love the fact that you are open about, hey, yeah, I'm getting the hair transplant. I'm doing the thing.
Yep. I'm thinning it. I'm thinning at the top of my head, like right by my hairline.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, the wonderful people at CAP said that they're gonna get me together. So
there you go. Perfect.
I got to try to. I have to do it like now, because if I wait longer, and it takes a while for the hair to grow back, I got to do Big Ten. I got to do this.
Oh, sure.
And anytime I'm on camera, and I don't want to look bad on camera like that. But
I understand.
I'm gonna rock that ace bandage for sure.
That's totally what when Bo heard that, he's like, are we talking about that on the air? I'm like, yeah, we can talk about it. He talked about it. I wouldn't bring it up if he didn't want me to put it out
You
there.
can say whatever you want to listen to. As long as it ain't my social security number or my banking information, we can talk about it.
You can also tweet us at Bone and Tyvis 971 for Ask Tyvis anything coming up again bottom of the hour. Or you know what, if you're on your way in, just stop by the booth and we can do one live. Maybe we'll have you come up and ask Tyvis a question right here on the air. Alex Ovechkin, not my guy.
Why? He broke the record.
He broke the record, but he plays for the Caps, and
that's understandable.
Stands around at one spot, and now he's the best, arguably the best ever to stand at one spot and hit slappers. But that's what he does. Also, he's a big fan of Vladimir Putin, and Vlad's not my guy, so I'm not a big fan of that.
Okay,
but whatever. He's a great hockey player. Question remains about whether or not he will be part of the team, going forward. He is 39, I think, going on 40 years old now, and he broke the record. What's going to happen next year? They're out of the playoffs. Well, an email went out to season ticket holders for Washington Capitals fans who are obviously season ticket holders that said, come watch his last season. He's going to retire, and you want to be there to see his final send-off.
Next year is his last year.
Get your tickets now for the final year of Ovechkin, because he's retiring at the end of this year.
That might be the end of his contract, though.
Well, it is. He has 1 year up.
Well, then that's why they're saying that.
Well, here's the problem. They don't know that that's – I mean, I don't know what is known at this point.
T-Bone. But what else does he have to prove? He got the record.
You're right.
What else is there to do?
He's won a Stanley Cup. He's done that.
He's done it all.
Yeah, you're right.
You can ride off in the sunset. You'll be 40?
Yes, but they didn't. Here's the thing. They sent this email out, and then they had to apologize because, of course, season ticket holders get this. Someone sends it to the media and says, looks like he's retiring after this year. And then, of course, they reach out to the Capitals and said, no decision has been made about his playing future. So it sounds like a salesperson sent that out like they weren't supposed to, but I didn't see the email. But when they send these emails out, I've been a part of here. When we send out an email, there are multiple people on the email chain. There are multiple requests made by management or whoever to get, hey, can you make sure that this gets mentioned there? Hey, can you make sure that's in the email? Mm-hmm. There's no way some salesperson was like, see us last season, send, without some coordination among people. This maybe wasn't supposed to be released yet, but I'm with you. Like, this is happening.
I bet you them tickets started flying off the shelf. I tell you that.
You would think so. But, of course, last year they were selling Watch Him Break the Record, which he ended up doing. But
he made a lot of money for them.
Oh, yeah, of course he did. He's a guy who, he's made a lot of money in his career, too. He's. Did you ever see him celebrate with the Cup? Because, they get their day with the Stanley Cup.
No, what did he
I think for him it was like a month. He's just like a big, and I mean this in the nicest way possible. He's just a big oafy guy who's just like he loves to party. So he was out at 3 a.m. with the Stanley Cup with beer and everything. Just having a blast. So that's that's why a lot of people enjoy. Yeah, if you win the Stanley Cup, you should be able to enjoy it however you want to. But hopefully we could see that here. I would love to have the feeling of knowing that the Jackets are the ones who hold the Stanley Cup. We're still a ways away from that. But next year, playoffs. I feel like we're taking that step next year, and it's not just going to be into the playoffs, but it's going to be a super competitive playoff team next year. If they get goaltending right, and if they get a little bit more offense, I'm ready for this team to shine.
It's one of those things that this is the first year for me since I've been following the Jackets, which has been 4 years since I've been working here, that I've had to follow the Jackets. And out of all of these off seasons, the difference in this one is I feel like they finally got a foundation. You know, they finally got key pieces that are good, that's solid. And now they have to go tweak a couple of areas. If they were one game out of the playoffs this past year, I feel like if they tweak a couple of areas, some guys continue to stay healthy, they can get to the playoffs. Now, as far as going up against like Florida Panthers, like I don't know if we're on that level yet. I'm hoping that we get better and get closer to those teams. But I definitely look at the Blue Jackets next year as a playoff team.
Yeah, and I will admit part of my temptation for just saying I think they're there is because you look at how last offseason went, the tragedy with Johnny Gaudreau.
Yes.
How you could – I mean, I had no expectations for this year. You had a brand new coach.
Yeah.
But again, you now have Dean Evison as your head coach. Don Waddell is like an NHL lifer who understands the systems.
He did a good job in his first year.
Yeah. And I think when you see how they were able to take all that stuff off the field last year, put it where it needed to be, it wasn't put to the side. They talked about Johnny Gaudreau. They had his jersey up at every game in the locker room. They focused on it in the right way, and they drew that team together. They played not better because of it, but they drew together despite this thing that should have torn everybody apart and made everybody just kind of go through the motions. They went out and had a great season. So you would think now, hopefully, an off season where they can make some moves, have their feet under them, and then really go next year into more of what we expect them to do and actually not have all this stuff hanging over their heads. I feel like next year, with the right moves, it's not just get to the playoffs. This could be a very dangerous team if they get in. But
yeah,
that won't be the focus. The focus will be apparently Alex Ovechkin's retiring, and we're just going to hear about that nonstop. The Jackets will have no national TV games again.
He's going to go on this farewell tour.
The NHL needs to figure out that if you want to grow the game and get the fan base here is awesome. We've grown it ourselves, but you can't just put the same 5 teams on national TV every week and expect your game to get more popular. Sorry. You don't need to just show Canadian teams and that's it, and New York teams. That doesn't have to be the way it is.
They put Florida on nationally.
Well, yeah, now because they've been the Stanley Cup for 3 years. Yeah, well, they'll do it if you're good. Let's hope the Jackets can make them have to take notice. The president of the NCAA made some truly stupid remarks about expanding the NCAA tournament. I'll share those with you next. It's T-Bone and Tyvis from Muirfield, from the Memorial Tournament, right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Police are still on the scene after a short pursuit. This one happening just west of Marysville this morning. US 33 westbound near State Route 4. Expect some lane closures still in this area. If you are in the Marysville area or are making your way through and around it, just make sure you take note of that. US 33 eastbound past 5th Street. Also expect some lane closures there also because of that ongoing police presence. Any new details, we'll make sure to let you know. I'm 10 TV's Brina Albizu with your fan traffic.
When you join the plus side with AAA, that's all you'll have to do. Or you could learn to change your own tire.
Hey fam, what's up? Today I'm going to teach you to change a flat. Before we start, make sure it's not raining, or hailing, or lightning.
You can have AAA find you the right insurance policy, or you can shop for your own.
Hello?
I'm with Mega Insure. You requested a quote?
Yes, 3 months ago.
You could have our travel advisors plan your dream vacation, or book your own travel.
Woo! Panama City Beach! Spring break!
I thought you said we were going to Panama.
Wait, there's a difference?
Skip the hard work. On the plus side, get more with AAA. Go to AAA.com/plus side.
Thinking about buying your first home? Now, with Third Federal, you can buy your first home and pay no PMI. Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal. Private mortgage insurance, or PMI, can cost thousands of dollars over the life of your loan. And you may not realize PMI doesn't protect you. It only protects the lender in case of default. But at Third Federal, you can buy a home with just 5% down and no PMI. Plus, first-time home buyers get $750 off a closing cost So if you're thinking about buying your first home, go for it and visit thirdfederal.com.
Even before you find a home, lock in 6.625%, APR 6.685% on a 30-year fixed-rate purchase mortgage. Visit thirdfederal.com or call 1-800-3rd-FED today. APR reflects 15% down for $350,000 loan amount. Rate requires automatic payment program and is subject to change. Restrictions apply. See conditions for closing cost coupon at thirdfederal.com/FTHB. Equal housing lender.
I'm an old school Joe, and my philosophy is simple and effective. At the end of the day, it's not what you win or lose, it's what you save. And betting reduced juice at Prime Sports Ohio is the way to save money on every single bet. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com. Get a welcome bonus to match your initial deposit up to $400 in bonus bets. And be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 and present in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Psst. Hey, you. Wouldn't a Diet Coke at 7 a.m. totally hit? You know you can get that from Wendy's for just $1, right? Even you, girl drinking a Fanta on the way to 8 a.m. Pilates class. Any soda you want, any size, just $1. So go get that breakfast soda, you morning menace. But maybe hurry, because it's only during breakfast. Morning soda? Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours. Exclusions apply. Not valid in a combo. Prices may be higher in Hawaii.
Can't get enough of your favorite fan content? Good news. We're on all the digitals. Follow 971 The Fan on X, Facebook, YouTube, The Talk, and Gram. Your digital home for endless shenanigans. The Fan.
This is the sound of a popular American motorcycle. It's the sound of freedom, the open road, really good times. And this is what it sounds like with a drunk guy on it. How do you like the sound of that? Cops are cracking down on drunk motorcycle riders. If you ride drunk, you will get caught and you will get arrested. Drunk riding, over the limit, under arrest. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Transportation.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty. Do you want to sell your property, however, you need a little help getting through the process? Let's say you have years of belongings in the home. It needs a lot of updating, you're overwhelmed, and you may need help finding a place to go. I will help you. Visit us today at TurboTrackRealty.com or call me now for an all-cash offer and, more importantly, the help you need at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Mostly cloudy skies to start for us and mild, but we will see rain develop as we go into the morning. And then throughout the day, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms, some which could have heavy downpours, otherwise cloudy skies and highs right around 70. Chances of rain linger tonight, but it is looking much drier for Saturday with highs right around 70 degrees. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfolo with your 10 weather impact forecast.
T-Bone and Tyvis is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
Tyvis is convinced he can hit a 300-yard drive.
It's a giant swing.
His actual number?
Look at that ball go.
3.
Wow.
3 yards. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis live from the Memorial.
Presented by the Waterworks and Header Plumbing, Drain, Heating, and Cooling. And sponsored by Ohio for Responsible Gambling. Visit pausebeforeyouplay.org.
Ben Griffin on the leaderboard right now after one day here at the Memorial Tournament. Ben Griffin will tee off at 1 p.m. today, weather permitting, of course. We are keeping an eye on the radar, but hopefully we're keeping an eye on you, too. If you're coming out here, we'd love to see you. Say hi. You've got just a ton of fun out here at the Memorial every single year we come out. They always do a great job. Do a great job at Jack's Place. So we're happy to be here at the Memorial. We'll be here all day today, tomorrow, Sunday, Fan Sports Saturday, Fan Sports Sunday. All the shows will be out here as well, so make sure you come see us. We're right by the Champions Pavilion. I know it's a large area to come to, but if you get dropped off by the shuttle, if you go, through the entrance A, I believe is what it's called, Gate A. If you go in that way, when you dump out to the course, we're right there in front of it, right by the driving range and all that. So come see us as we're here. Tyvis, do you have something to say? Do you have a thing to do here?
I do. You talk about fun and how fun it is to be out here. It's fun. Getting intimate. That's very fun.
Okay.
But you know what? If you have erectile dysfunction, then you won't have that fun. So when you're dealing with the issue of ED, you want the right treatment for your specific medical situation. Every case is different, and finding the right treatment can mean the difference between just an okay experience and an amazing experience. And we always aim to please. Try my friends at Tri-State Men's Health Treatment. Works when the pills and herbals fail. They have treatments with success rates well over 90%, so some treatments can have you last an hour or more. Thank you. That's what I'm talking about. You want to get intimate? Try it for an hour. Tri-State Men's Health has 6 locations. They have 2 in Columbus, quick exit off of 270 in Hilliard, and the one in Westerville where I go. They always have great mints in there. The women in there treat you really well, make you feel really good about yourself. Just a good time there. Schedule a consult with Tri-State Men's Health today. That includes a medical consult with a licensed medical provider, a T and PSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. The initial consult is free. This is a limited time offer, so schedule today. Call them today at 800-900-9654 or visit tristatemenshealth.com.
You can go to our YouTube channel. Just search 971 The Fan on YouTube, and you can ask Tyvis anything in the chat. That's coming up at 7:30. We will do that. The president of the NCAA, his name's Charlie Baker. He is, I don't know if he's got the same amount of power that the head of the NCAA used to have, given all the court rulings, but one thing they do have control over is the NCAA tournament. That is the men's basketball tournament and the women's tournament combined accounts for like 75-80% of their operating budget these days. I mean, it's a significant amount of money, especially for the men's basketball contract for TV. Mm-hmm. So naturally, they've been talking for years about expanding it because if there's more money to be made, why wouldn't we?
They're getting out of line.
So he had some comments. He was talking to the Big 12. They're doing their, meetings just like the SEC has been doing in Destin. He was speaking to them. And he said, first of all, something about it turns out this could be a profitable venture for us if we expand the tournament. It's like, oh, no bleep, Sherlock. Yeah, we know it could be profitable for you. We're not surprised by that. But then this is the truly stupid comment that he said. He said, if you have a tournament that's got 64 or 68 teams in it, you're going to have a bunch of teams that are probably among what most people would consider to be the best 68 or 70 teams in the country that aren't going to make the tournament, period. Because of the auto bids. There's teams that, sneak in because they went like 15 and 12, but then they ran through their tournament and they wouldn't have been selected, but now they are. So you have to leave a team out. He said the point behind going from 68 to 72 or to 76 is to basically give some of those schools that were probably among the 72, 76 best teams in the country a way into the tournament. How does that make you feel, Tyvis? Let's get team number 76 a chance. They need it.
This is what I dislike. I hate the fact that people just don't be honest about what it is. You know what? We've seen that we can make more money, and this is a way to make us a couple extra dollars. We understand that revenue sharing is a thing, and NIL is a thing in this world. We want to help these schools get a couple of extra dollars in their pockets. Just say that, but to say that you want to do it because you want the 76th and 75th team to get a chance, do they really need one? You seen them for 20, 22, 24 games. You think that they just you should have a great understanding of what teams are by the time that tournament hits. Yes, I get the upsets. I love the upsets. This year, it wasn't. I don't even think it was really that many upsets this year.
No, that was what a lot of people were complaining about.
So I get the parity part, but some teams it's not some people are going to go out there and just get destroyed.
First of all, why do you hate Ohio State basketball so much? Because we know if they had done this 5 years ago, Ohio State would not have missed the tournament in these last few years. These are the teams. Look, I love the basketball Buckeyes. Scotty Vegas, who's usually here sitting behind us doing the production, he's out walking the course right now, just seeing how things are going. But he is one of the all-time Buckeye basketball fans at the station. We talk all the time off the air about how we want to see this team get better. We want to see this program get taken seriously. We want to see it become like a top 20 program like it once was, and hopefully someday be a perennial. I'd love to see them become a perennial top 10 team. I think they've got that potential. But
I agree.
Nowhere close right now.
No.
And despite all of my love for that, I think any rational Ohio State basketball fan can look at this team and say they didn't deserve to be in the tournament the last few years. They weren't any good. They had moments, but they weren't good enough to make the tournament. And I don't care that they could have maybe gone on a run, won a couple games. they weren't a fundamentally sound basketball team.
They couldn't rebound the basketball. Listen, this is the thing.
So I'm saying, as an Ohio State fan, I don't want to see them. They didn't earn their way into what already is a humongous field. If you can't get into that tournament, you don't deserve to be in it, and we don't need to go to 76 or 84 or 96 or whatever the number eventually lands on. Like for parity of the game. No, it's like you said, it's because you want to make money, and that's it.
The only way I see it is say as the team just got off to a horrific start in the season, and they caught fire at the end, but it just wasn't enough for them to get into the tournament. All right, you can sell me on that, but like a team like Ohio State last year, they were in the tournament for like the last 4 or 5 games, and they dropped games, which ultimately took them out of the tournament. You mean to tell me that would have been okay and you still wanted them in there? No, they didn't deserve the opportunity. If they wanted to be in it, they should have won those games. So to me, it's unnecessary. It really is. But 68 is already a lot of teams.
I don't need to be lied to by these people.
Oh, I told you that's what this is about, the almighty dollar.
Stop saying things to me like that, right? Where it's just, no, we really believe that this team, Ohio State, should have gotten in. Like, I'm saying that as a Buckeye fan, I don't want to see that. I definitely don't want to see all the teams I don't root for who were around Ohio State last year. I don't want to. Does that do it for anybody? Oh, this, like, yes, it's a brand name, but they're not. They didn't.
This is what I'll say.
I'm a small playoff guy. I'm someone who says we could contract the playoffs, not have more playoff teams, because I feel like the regular seasons should matter. You have a pathway in the conference tournament. If, like you said, you had an injury and you had some stuff that happened, and then the second half of the year you found it. Well, if you run through your tournament and get up to the championship game, maybe you don't win it and get the auto bid, but they see like, wow, this is one of the hottest teams in college basketball, and their record's like borderline. Yeah. They're going to put you in anyway. Like, I mean, they're going to do their best to squeeze you in if they can over a team that's like, well, they had some big wins in December, but they fell off a cliff in February. But I would think they're going to look at the team that's hotter and try to put them in. There's still plenty of, if you can't get into this 68-team tournament, you don't deserve to be in. That's what I'll say. I think that's fair.
And another thing, I just feel like it's like it gives the program false hope, if that makes sense. Like, if I'm the 75th team, like say I'm like in Ohio State situation, like where I haven't made the tournament in a few years, but they expanded to 75, 76, and we become that 76 team to get in, like they'll say, well, we got into the tournament. Like, say they dropped the first game in the tournament. They'll be like, but we still made the tournament. And it's like, did you really, though? Like, did you really? Like, the difference between that and Ohio State football is, yes, they benefited this year from the expansion of the 4-team, the 12-team playoff.
Of course.
But they also got in there and won the whole thing. So it was like, all right, that makes sense. Well, but, like, for basketball, like, if they got in there, like this past season, if they would have got in there, like, for what reason? Like, then people would have been like, oh, the program's not that bad. It's not. No, yes, it is.
When you have 12 times to prove yourself in college football, and when you have the best roster, arguably, in college football, like Ohio State football did this year, if you drop a couple of games, but otherwise have shown that you can do it, and now that 12 is fine for me. We're not going to –
6.
Right. We don't. Well, six wouldn't have got us in this year. But I get your point. But, well, it probably would have if they actually had the right rules. They wouldn't have put Boise State as a 4 seed or whatever.
Yeah, that's a point.
They would have had Ohio State in the top 6. But the point is, 6, 8, 10. By that number, you're definitely getting the national champion out of that. You don't need more than that. They're going to go to 16. That's far too many. You don't need 64 teams to settle who's the best team in college basketball. We have never seen a 16 seed make a run to go win the tournament. We've seen some double-digit seeds make some runs and do some good things, get to an Elite 8, even a Final 4, but I don't think you need to further expand that tournament to find the best team. You're just doing it purely because of money, and just say that. We'll all be aware of that. Our favorite segment of the week, or at least one of them, Ask Tyvis Anything, is back in 2 minutes. Tweet us at Bone and Tyvis 971 or go to the YouTube chat. Just search 971 The Fan. Click on the live stream and then put your question in the chat. We'll do that in 2 minutes. It's Bone and Tyvis at Muirfield on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there. Well, all roads leading into the metro looking pretty smooth for your Friday commutes. We do want to let you know, though, about a disabled vehicle. This is happening on a ramp to Hilliard Rome Road. Just 70 eastbound is blocked because of this disabled vehicle. Of course,
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
I think I just wrote the song of the summer. Listen. That's just you drinking a big gulp from Speedway. And just 89 cents for any size with Speedy Rewards? That's a hit. The convenience stores of Speedway. Valid through 6/24/25. See app for full terms.
Don't sweat it. Call Care Heating and Cooling and we'll fix your air conditioner fast. 1-800-COOLING.
T-Bone and Tyvis is presented by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Sign up today at awaken180weightloss.com.
T-Bone and Tyvis, two men who couldn't possibly look more out of place broadcasting live at the Memorial Tournament.
Presented by The Waterworks and Header Plumbing, Drain, Heating, and Cooling. And sponsored by Ohio for Responsible Gambling. Visit pausebeforeyouplay.org.
Oh, we're back, baby. Live at Muirfield. Bodie, how long's that been going on?
Like 5 minutes.
Great, that's good. It's just starting to pour some rain out here. We were just conferring in the break about how we have made the decision. Bishop and Friends going to be in the studio today for their show, so they will not be out here. We are still out here, but then hopefully once the weather gets through, you will have the rest of the shows out here. We'll keep you posted on all that. Are you ready, Bodie, to do Ask Tyvis?
I am very ready.
Let's do it.
Get to know your resident national champion. It's time for Ask Tyvis Anything.
All right, we got a lot of good questions in the YouTube chat today, and I love that we have so many people jumping in for this. Meat Sweats said, has Tyvis signed up for the Olympic flag football team tryouts yet? Not for the U.S., but for Jamaica.
I'm going for I'm going Team Jamaica. See, the U.S. is the pool is too many. There's too many people there. But there's not that many Jamaican players that I know. So with my father being Jamaican, I feel like I have a shot on Team Jamaica.
Are we just talking, or are we going to really? Because listen, I will be your trainer. I will.
You gonna be my nutritionist?
No. I'm going to yell at you.
That's what this is about.
Yeah, I'm just going to yell at you, and then yes, I will take the food that you're like, I really want to eat this donut. I'll say, you know what? Let me help you out. I'll eat it, and you can stay away from it.
You know, while you say that, you do need people like that in your life.
I know.
Because, for example, Josh Perry. Josh is a great friend of mine. He's like a brother to me. So Josh decided to give up fried foods, and him and I and our wives, we all went out, for, I forgot why we were out, but we were out, and my wife had ordered something. It was something fried, and he said, I'm not going to eat this. But he asked my wife, he said, just tell me what it tastes like. And it's funny because that's what I would do. If I couldn't eat something, I'd be like, you eat this and then tell me what it tastes like. And then you could just get the thought in your head. So that's what you would do for me.
Yeah, that's exactly
just
what I would do.
Tell me what the donut tastes like.
I will do that. I think that's what Shaq had in mind when he was talking to Kobe that one time. It's a whole other thing. So we have this question from, it says, Leong Barnes. Said, Tyvis, what was your favorite stadium to play at? Field, locker room, food, etc. included, versus your least favorite stadium?
My
favorite. On the spot there.
Yeah, that is putting me on the spot.
Would you say? Oh, go ahead.
My favorite's field, like atmosphere. To me, the best atmosphere that I've ever been a part of was the Sugar Bowl when we played Alabama in the Sugar Bowl.
Okay.
Now the stadium was New Orleans Stadium, the Superdome, and that's what it is. I'm not saying that was great, but that experience was probably the best experience as far as atmosphere I've ever been a part of. My least favorite field that I hate, that I didn't, was when Oakland Raiders was playing and we played them in the preseason. I had to play on that freaking diamond. That was terrible. They locker rooms was trash. Everything about the Oakland Raiders in Oakland was trash.
I'm glad you said Oakland, because that is one that for years we heard about in baseball. They had like a raccoon or something, or a possum in the broadcast booth. They had a year where the locker rooms flooded because of like sewage backup.
Oakland,
like the clubhouse. Yeah,
I'm not
for the A's.
Another one that's really bad, Purdue.
Oh, I've always heard.
That was one of them ones. We beat them like 56 to nothing, and then Coach Meyer was like, "Let's get up out of here. Y'all skip the showers. Let's just get up out of here."
Well, there was a time when Purdue played Ohio State. I believe that was at Purdue, and it didn't quite go that way. Urban also said, "Let's get out of here for that one too, as quick as possible." Bad memories at Ross-Ade Stadium, sure. That's where they do have, though, the Boilermaker. What is it? I think it's the Triple X restaurant there, which is just a family place that happens to be called the Triple X. But they have a burger with peanut butter on it. And they made one for us, the Ohio State concession people. They made one for us last year when we were doing those Taste of Competition burgers, where they would have a different burger every week to kind of represent.
Oh, yeah, I actually was in for a couple of those.
Yeah.
I got to try it.
And they did one that had a peanut butter burger flavor, and it was really good. I can see what the hype.
You ate it with the bun?
Yes, because it's a burger. Okay, it's not.
What about? Won't you meet
chopped up meat?
Why
if
don't
I'm just
you
eating
meet me?
A burger patty.
How about this? Meet me halfway on this thing. Take the top
Pun
bun
intended.
off. Take the top bun.
Why do you care? Look, let me tell you. There are a lot of food things that you're right I probably shouldn't do for my health. If I eat healthy all the rest of the time and I just eat a regular burger, then we're going to be fine. It's not the burger that's doing me in. It's all the other accoutrement.
You snack a lot.
Yeah, I do snack a lot. I try to be healthy with it, but it doesn't work. Charles says, GMGTH gents, my guy, said, Tyvis, I remember you saying you took your son up to Sloopy's Pizza inside Lakeside. That, of course, he's referring to Cardale Jones.
Correct.
You call your son. For the hibachi pizza. I think your son took you there.
Yeah, well, yes, he was driving.
Okay. But the question is, did you head 4 doors down and get donuts at the patio? Is this in Sandusky?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, the funny part about all this is that you're insinuating, do I come off as the type of guy that would eat a hibachi pizza and then also eat donuts as well?
You know what? When you're there, though, it's a long way away. You just want to get all the food in, and then, you just make that decision for the day.
What is he? Is he trying to get me to 260? Because that's what Cardale was trying to do with the hibachi pizza. I specifically said that I want a diet here, and this man, we're going to go get this hibachi pizza. I was great. I tried it. To answer the question, no, I did not get the donuts. Maybe next time I'm in Sandusky. I plan on going to Cedar Point at some point this year, so if I go up there, I'm definitely going to get that pizza again, and I will definitely stop by and get some donuts.
I'm wearing my Parlor Donuts hat today. The Parlor Donuts people dropped off.
They got one of them opening in my neighborhood.
Oh, have you had it?
They donuts is too big. Like, it's massive. Have you seen that thing?
When we're training for Jamaica football team, I'll come over. You can get a whiff of it.
Have you seen how big them donuts
But you know what? If you ate like a bite of it, you'd feel immediately motivated to go work out more. And then you eat the bite, I take it away from you, I eat the rest of the box, then I yell at you to work out while I'm eating the donuts. This is the training plan that's going to work, Tyvis. We're going to get you to those Olympics where you can finish 18th or whatever, Jamaica's football team. But you'll be there.
No, because I'm going to look at you like you should join in.
No, I'm not training for the Olympics.
Well,
U.S. is already covered, and I my other ancestry is Swedish. I don't think they're going to place. This is Trace. This is actually a somewhat serious question for Ask Tyvis Anything.
Okay.
I appreciate that. Tyvis, as a person that struggles with anger, what is your key to endless positivity? I got to say, waking up to that energy every day has been great. You're a very positive guy. He wants to know how you do it.
I just try to focus on the good things in life. I think that there are a lot of negative things. And don't get me wrong, I have anger as well. I just do a really good job of, not lashing that out, because when you have anger built up like that, you tend to lash it out on people that don't deserve it. So you got to be very mindful of those things. And I don't know, I try to stay calm in all my situations, and I just focus on the positives in life.
See, that's very good. And one more from Andy. Andy's actually, it may not be one more. I might have a couple more here. Andy says, Tyvis, I know you rarely use PTO. Rarely is the case. He does use it, just rarely. But what is your dream vacation spot that you haven't visited before anywhere in the world? Where's somewhere you'd want to go? If let's just say there was no PTO, no one would give you any crap about it, you were just gone.
I would want to take my wife to Maui.
Oh, okay.
I've been to Honolulu by myself because I went with the Dallas Cowboys. We played a game. And actually, it was a point in time when me and my wife, before we had our dog and our kids, the decision was, do you want to go to Maui? Do you want to take a trip to Maui, or do you want to get a dog?
Okay.
They was about the same. The prices of it was about the same. We ultimately went with the dog, which Max was the greatest decision. That's like my son.
What kind of dog is it?
He's a miniature golden doodle.
Oh, okay.
That's my dude.
Okay.
That's my dude right there.
I didn't know you had a miniature golden doodle.
Yeah, that's my
nice.
dude.
Right on.
So I actually one of these days want to make up for that trip. I want to take her to Maui, and I think we have a really good time.
You should have called the dog Maui, just to remind everybody.
Yeah, I should have. That would have been nice.
Hey, Maui, how's it going? You're the reason we didn't take this vacation. See, now Rusty asked this question too. Rusty, I don't think you're going to get a good answer here. He said, I know they probably all taste the same, but who makes your favorite French fries? Tyvis doesn't have an answer for that.
Listen, French fries, the best French fries actually is Rally's. It used to be Chick-fil-A, but Chick-fil-A changed. They like grease or something like that, so their fries aren't as good as they used to be. It's really Rally's, but I will say there's nothing better than a fresh batch of McDonald's fries with the right salt on it. I'm talking about the ones where you eat it and you got to sprinkle your fingers like this to get the salt off. Best fries in the world.
When they're hot, it's hard to beat. A McDonald's French fry.
You got to do that sprinkle, or you got to sprinkle your hands in the bag to knock the salt off.
There you go. Good round of Ask Tyvis Anything today, folks. Keep them coming. You know what? Tyvis can jump in the chat too. Maybe he'll answer a couple of your other questions that we didn't get to.
Yeah, I'll get to them.
Yeah. Thanks for participating, though. Bodie, I know, is fired up about this. I am too. The USC Notre Dame rivalry could be going away, but not if Marcus Freeman has anything to say about it. I'll tell you what he said next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. We are still monitoring that police presence happening just west of Marysville. US 33 westbound near State Route 4. Expect some lane closures out there, as well as US 33 eastbound just past 5th Street. Again, expect lane closures there because of that ongoing police presence. All we know right now is that it involved a short pursuit, but details are still limited at this time. I'm 10 TV's Brina Albizu with your fan traffic.
Legend has it, underneath the NJM insurance offices lies a mysterious room of long-forgotten, moldy mascot memorabilia. Often pitched by ad agencies, always rejected by NJM. Is it real? We may never know. But what is real is NJM's dedication to doing what's right for their customers. Astoundingly, they're proud to put policyholders first. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. Learn more at njm.com.
Insurance underwritten by NJM Insurance Company and its subsidiaries.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone, and I'm going to let you know that right now, Getchy's Amish Country Furnishings is offering their best discount of the year on all their awesome sheds, pavilions, cabins, and garages from Weaver Barnes. These specials are only good through May, which makes right now the best time to order. Check out Getchy's Amish Country Furnishings' beautiful sales lot in Dublin, where you can see their displays and learn about all the options. There's never been a better time to get that project in motion and save some cash in the process. See all the details at AmishCountryFurnishings.com. Once again, that's AmishCountryFurnishings.com.
Did you know even the smallest increase in mortgage rates can cost you thousands of dollars over the life of your loan? Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal. It's true, even a 0.25% change in rate can cost you thousands of dollars over the life of your mortgage. But with Third Federal's new Early Rate Lock, you don't have to take chances. Early Rate Lock is the only pre-approval that locks in your rate at pre-approval, even before you find a house. Plus, we're so confident that our rates are the lowest, if you find a lower rate, we'll beat it or give you $1,000. And now through June 30th, get pre-approved with Third Federal and we'll pay all of your closing costs. So don't wait. Call Third Federal today.
Right now with Third Federal, even before you find a home, lock in 6.625%, APR 6.685% on a 30-year fixed-rate purchase mortgage. Visit thirdfederal.com or call 1-800-3rd-FED today. APR reflects 15% down for $350,000 loan amount. Rate requires automatic payment program and is subject to change. Restrictions apply. Zero closing costs on low-cost loans only. See conditions for lowest rate guarantee at thirdfederal.com. Equal housing lender.
Breaking
news, and this one is almost unbelievable.
Yeah, it's all about new customers at Bet365 because they get $150 in bonus bets when they bet $5, win or lose. And even better, bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, and player props.
There you have it. Bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets, win or lose. And see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. T&Cs apply. Available in app only.
Introducing Ice Cream Quakes from UDF. Big chunks of your favorite candies and cookies blended with real hand-dipped UDF ice cream. We'll say that again. Real hand-dipped UDF ice cream. Pick your flavor, pick your mix-ins, or try one of our featured recipes. And get an ice cream quake made the way you want. Real creamy, real chunky, real. Ice Cream Quakes, new from United Dairy Farmers.
After an audit of our programming, the suits here at the Fan decided we needed more baseball. And that common man is stupid. Good news, we fixed one of those problems. Catch the Reds on the Fan all season long. Yay, baseball.
Empower. Tim collects bobbleheads. A lot of bobbleheads. Baseball bobbleheads. Race car bobbleheads. Little Chihuahua bobbleheads. He's got an entire room strictly for bobbleheads. Does he need them? No. Is his wife mad about it? A little. But Tim works with Empower, and he got good at money, so he can be a little bad. Ooh, horse bobblehead. Classy, Tim. Empower. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
Need assistance with door and window projects? The Home Depot can help. From inspiration and materials to ordering and installation, our free Millwork virtual apron service can get you moving and doing. Plus, we speak Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833-HD-APRON or visit homedepot.com/MVA. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
The Fan Poll is brought to you by Caster Connection. Visit casterconnection.com to shop online or to work with our Caster Solution Specialists.
Traditions are big in the golf world, and we have a few of our own. T-Bone is fat, Tyvis is loud, and Jen Winters is rolling down a hill. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis live from the Memorial.
Presented by The Waterworks and Header Plumbing, Drain, Heating, and Cooling. And sponsored by Ohio for Responsible Gambling. Visit pausebeforeyouplay.org.
A little bit of a drizzly start here for day 2 at the Memorial, but, wouldn't really be a Memorial Tournament without at least a little bit of rain. So, as is tradition, that's all right. We are out here live at Muirfield, though. We do have Bishop and Friends. They are going to be at the studio for us. If you're listening and you're like, coming out here, they won't be here 9 to noon. They'll be in studio. However, they'll still have all the updates you need on everything going on the course. Our plan is to have the rest of the day, everybody out here, weather permitting, of course. But, they already told Tyvis and I, they said, hey, if it gets too bad, just do your best. Great. Okay. I don't think it's supposed to.
Fend for ourselves.
A little bit of rain. We'll be fine.
It's just a little drizzle, right? It's light. It's a light rain right now.
Yeah, it'll be totally fine. So Bodie Wells is back in the studio for us. Bodie's guy, and he's a former Buckeye. He's my guy, too, to a degree. I'm not going to root for him in every game when he plays the Buckeyes, but Marcus Freeman. Bodie, how do you feel about a Marcus Freeman? You feeling good?
Oh, I feel great, bud.
Yeah, you should. He's no Brian Kelly, but he might work his way into being eventually a pretty good coach if he keeps his head on straight.
Yeah, keep building off last year.
Yeah, well, it was a pretty good year for them, I would say. Got to a national championship game. We know how it went, but still, great year.
Bodie thinks that Brian Kelly can GTH. So.
Oh, I know that.
That is correct, Tyvis. That is absolutely correct.
So your guy, Marcus Freeman, you put this in the prep, and this USC-Notre Dame rivalry is, to me, I'm not a fan of either team, but I enjoy watching that game every time it's played. I enjoy, of the USC rivalries, I enjoy that one first. Then a USC-UCLA is a distant second. It's only, though, close to me because of the fact that they do go color on color. And I love it when you have the maroon and gold of USC and the powder blue and gold of UCLA. That's great. More rivalries should do that, including the one with Ohio State and Michigan. But this is the last year that's on the schedule right now. So Marcus Freeman was asked about USC Notre Dame. He, of course, had thoughts on it. He said, yeah, I would play that game anytime, anywhere. I don't know what everybody else wants to do, but I'm in. Like, let's go. It doesn't matter if it's now I get they're going to maybe have to change around. Is the last game of the year, first game of the year? But this all boils down to that Big Ten scheduling conflict. You have 9 conference games. Now they're talking about wanting to do a Big Ten SEC play. Every team plays every team once a year.
In the SEC?
Yeah, they're talking about trying to make that partnership happen.
Sign me up for that. I take that. I see why USC is trying to punk out. They trying to punk out for this one for sure, because they would say that their schedule would be very brutal. I bet you if you ask Lincoln Riley the same question you asked Marcus Freeman, he would have a totally different answer.
Lincoln Riley would probably say, "Yeah, I'll just stick with whatever the Big Ten tells me to do. I'm just happy to be here." But yeah, it does feel like, I mean, USC I understand their perspective because they are trying to find a way to win the most games possible. Mm-hmm. They know that Notre Dame game now is obviously a very tough test, but beyond that, it's just you're playing 9 Big Ten games, and now you're playing possibly an SEC team every year if that comes through, and then they want to leave some room, I guess, for some cupcakes. The reality is it's bad for college football, and I don't see any way you can slice it where you lose a historic rivalry not being played. It's happened with other schools, right? When Texas A&M left to go to the SEC, their rivalry game with Texas didn't happen as often. Because, it didn't happen for what, like 10 years, 12 years, something like that? And now they're back in the SEC. They play each other again. Mm-hmm. But I don't think that's good for college football. I feel like the more we try to turn this into, let's put the best of the best, let's have parity, let's try to make it more like the NFL. I like the fact that we have games like USC and Notre Dame, that we have Ohio State and Michigan, that we have some of these great rivalries. Yes, that means you're going to have Ohio State and Akron play sometimes. Yes, you're going to have to occasionally but if that's the trade-off, I'd rather have the rivalry games and then a dog game in between, as opposed to, this year Ohio State's playing Florida, and it's like that could be good, but have you seen Florida the last few years? They've been very up and down. Mm-hmm. I don't want to lose like a OSU. We're not going to, but you know what I mean? I don't want to see rivalry games go away in favor of, let's just have these random Big Ten SEC games that will replace that. That, to me, is not a replacement.
To me, the USC thing, this is all USC's fault, because if USC looks at themselves as one of the best teams in the Big Ten, then they shouldn't have to worry about this game, because there'll be years where they'll beat Notre Dame, and then obviously Notre Dame will beat them sometimes as well. But if they're one of the top teams in the Big Ten, then it's not like every season they're going to play Ohio State, Penn State, the Wolverines, like Oregon. They're not going to play all 4 of them every year. So essentially, when you look at the Big Ten, as much as I respect the Big Ten, I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's this juggernaut of a conference. They got weak links in the schedule, and USC should be able to capitalize on that. Like for Ohio State doesn't worry about who's on the schedule, because they know that when they get to conference play, they're going to probably dominate conference play. USC needs to get back to that. I understand why they feel like, okay, we ain't there yet, but that's up to the coach to do better in recruiting and get somebody and develop these guys to get that program to be there, because it shouldn't be a situation where if you have 9 conference games, realistically, you really got 3 big-time games in those 9, realistically. If you're Purdue, you have
all big-time games.
But I'm saying for USC, for what USC is supposed to be, out of those 9 conference games, you would say maybe 3 of them should be competitive. If you win 2 out of 3, you're fine.
But this is the math that they're all worried about. This is why the SEC is saying we won't even go to 9 conference games unless you guarantee us we get these automatic qualifiers for the college football playoffs, because they're saying, yes, but we could lose 3 or 4 games, and then we're just going to be out of the playoffs. They don't want to retain. They don't want the risk, even though they should want the competition. What makes sports great is that competition.
So why is it that it's not like Ohio State ain't saying we don't want to play the team up north here.
Well,
that's ridiculous.
But that's again in this. Bodie hates it when we bring this up. I know Notre Dame fans get sick of it, but that's because that's in the conference. You have 9 conference games built in. That one will always stay.
Ohio State fans is mad that Penn State don't want to play us every year.
Oh, you know what? I'm not with them on that. I don't care. Go ahead.
Oh, I do.
Go ahead and duck us, Penn State. Blow you out most years anyway. Who cares? Let JT Tuimoloau have like 18 tackles and 2 picks and 8 sacks, or whatever he did. Like,
you don't think that comes off as weak? Like,
it does.
You don't never want to be the team that if it's up to you, you don't want to be the coach that be like, yeah, nah, we don't want to do it. You don't never want to be that guy.
We know what Penn State
Lincoln is being that guy right now.
Yes, he is. And you know what? He's paid very well to basically say, I'll do it.
He did a thing.
He has done nothing. He is one of the most overrated coaches in college football.
He got some
year.
Heisman quarterbacks, so you got to give him credit for that.
Okay, that's fine. And what have those Heisman quarterbacks done when it's come time to go win some games?
They lost.
Yeah, okay. So that's not on them. They're great. They have talent. It's on him to get the whole team, not just his quarterbacks, going. That's my point. Is the NFL draft going away? One longtime NFL writer thinks it will eventually. I can't fathom that, but we'll tell you who said that next and talk about it. It's T-Bone and Tyvis on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and happy Friday. Well, thankfully, a ramp is going to be opening up pretty soon this afternoon over to the east side of the city. I-270 northbound to I-70 westbound has been closed for various times, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. since Tuesday. So that will be ending starting today again after 3 p.m. Of course, a good detour just in case if you are in the area around those times. 270 northbound, hopping onto Broad Street, then hop back down 270 southbound and takes you all the way to 70 westbound. I'm 10 TV's Brina Albizu with your fan traffic.
Fan traffic is sponsored by RCD RV Supercenter in Heath, Delaware, and Pataskala, or at rcdrv.com.
2 guys drove to work. Neither guy wore a seatbelt. One guy got a ticket. One guy didn't. The same 2 guys drove home. One guy wore a seatbelt. One guy didn't. One guy made it home. The guy not wearing his seatbelt didn't. Don't risk it. Click it or ticket. Paid for by NHTSA.
Get an Eco.
ECO. Hey, Jerry. Hey, Aaron. Hey, it's that time of year again. What time is that? The time all the air conditioners start breaking down. Oh, that time. Yep. Every year.
Get an Eco.
ECO. Like a swarm of bees. They all get together in a coordinated effort. You mean the Queen air conditioner tells them all to break down? Nah, they just get tuckered out in the heat, Aaron. Can we handle all the calls? Sure, we have a swarm of highly trained coolness experts standing by.
Get an Eco.
ECO. And we have $3.5 million in new service trucks to get them there the day you call. The same day? Well, what if you don't call until... We'll come as late as you'll stay up to let us in. Same day. That explains all the revving engines. It's like a beehive of activity, Jerry. Do you know I invented that weird scoopy thing you serve honey with? You should invent something for ketchup, Jerry. It's America. Ooh, now that's an idea.
Get an Eco.
ECO. GetEco.com.
Feeling stressed or overwhelmed? Not sure how to get the mental health help you need? We've got your back. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442. We'll help you figure out what mental health benefits may be in your health plan. No more confusion, just the support you deserve. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442.
At Kroger, we've lowered prices on over 1,000 items across our stores so you can save even more. Whether you're shopping in-store or online at Kroger, we've lowered prices on thousands of the items your family wants and needs. And with lower prices, your dollar goes further every time you shop with us. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
You can save big on 6 packs of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or 7-Up. Select varieties or buy 2, get 2 free with your card. Limit 8. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Hollywood Casino Columbus is bringing the funny this summer. Tiffany Haddish takes the mic on Friday, July 18th with the Funny and Fearless Tour. Then Dion Cole Live hits the stage Friday, September 5th for a night of nonstop laughs. 2 comedy icons, 2 unforgettable nights. Get your friends, grab a drink, and get ready to laugh all night long. Big names, big laughs, only at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Tickets available at Ticketmaster. Visit HollywoodColumbus.com for more details. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
I'm back to doing what I love and more, thanks to the Good Feet store.
Don't let bad feet stop you from being active and getting healthy this year. Trade in your bad feet for good feet at the Good Feet store.
Make this your year. Looking for a new career in the high-demand fields of IT and cybersecurity? Attend classes live, online, or on campus. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today.
Financial aid is available to those who qualify.
Joining us on this episode are real Spectrum customers, Monique and Greg. We hear your family is a big fan of Spectrum.
Family of 4, we have about 18 devices last time I counted.
2 teams require a lot of speed. Everything they do is online.
There's gaming, there's streaming. Spectrum is perfect for us. I mean, it just seamlessly connects all our devices with lightning speed.
Sounds like Spectrum is really committed to keeping you connected.
It's amazing.
The playoffs are in full swing, and you can get in on all the action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest game-changing moments to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Brought to you by the Capital One Saver Card. With Saver, you earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining, entertainment, and at grocery stores. That's unlimited cash back on ordering takeout from home or unlimited cash back on tickets to concerts and games. So grab a bite, grab a seat, and earn unlimited 3% cash back with the Saver Card. Capital One, what's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning. I'm Buddy Wells. The second round of the Memorial Tournament just got started this morning at a rainy Muirfield Village Golf Club. As day 2 gets underway, Ben Griffin sits atop the leaderboard at 7 under par. Colin Morikawa is 2 shots off the lead at 5 under. Max Homa rounds out the top 3. He is at 4 under. NBA playoffs behind Jalen Brunson's 32-point night. The Knicks force a Game 6 in the Eastern Conference Finals as they beat the Pacers last night 111-94 at the Garden. Game 6 will be in Indianapolis tomorrow night. The Stanley Cup Finals officially set, and for a second consecutive season, it'll be the Florida Panthers facing the Edmonton Oilers, as the Oilers beat the Stars in Dallas last night 6-3 to clinch the Western Conference. And in baseball today, the Reds will play the first of 3 at Wrigley at 2:20. Meanwhile, the Guardians, they begin a 3-gamer against the Angels in Cleveland tonight at 7:10. This update is sponsored by RCD RV Supercenter in Heath, Delaware, and Pataskala, or online at rcdrv.com.
You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis live from the Memorial.
Presented by the Waterworks and Header Plumbing, Drain, Heating, and Cooling. And sponsored by Ohio for Responsible Gambling. Visit pausebeforeyouplay.org.
A little bit of a drizzly start to the day here, as Bodie said in the update, but it is still a great day to be out at Muirfield. Rain showers we hope will move out of the way. We still have action on the course, so that's good. But yeah, if you're heading out here, bring the rain gear and hope for a fun day out here at Muirfield. We will be out here till 9 a.m. Some of our other shows will be out here a little bit later on in the day. Bishop and Friends going to be back in the studio just till the showers pass, but then it should be a good time out here as well, all weekend long too. We'll have you covered here on the Fan, and we have the leaderboard updates as well to keep you posted on what's going on. If you're driving around, you're not coming out at all, you at least can stay up to date on what's going on here at the Memorial. And, of course, T-Bone and Tyvis, we are brought to you by our friends at Awaken 180, so thanks for that. The NFL Draft, it's become one of the biggest moneymakers the NFL has outside of their actual season. The way that they have controlled sports discussion over the last 10, 15 years in the offseason is truly like a masterstroke of marketing genius. I don't know how they were able to convince us all, but they did, that it is vital to talk about players running around their underwear in February and then what those players are going to do when they get drafted. When they actually get on the field for 2 months, they talk about that. What trades are going to happen, who's going to do what with what pick. There's an entire industry of guys who their entire job is breaking down the draft, and that's literally it. It's amazing to me.
Crazy job for people.
It does. It grows the economy.
I it's one of those things that I get sick of it after a while. Like,
same.
I be like,
same.
Like after I see something, I'll be like, okay, cool, but like we got to talk about this for months, and it's just like at the end of the day, like the combine is nice, but the game, you do know the game is played in pads. You do know that there is endless amount of film that you can watch on a player to know some more about him than what he did at the combine.
Well, my theory on the combine of why people do get into it, because it does. If you put the combine on and you go look at the numbers, it does like 6 or 7 million people over the weekend.
Everybody is there just to see if somebody's going to break the 40 record.
Well, it's, you know, when they have those like
and for the past, I say for the past 10 years, so many people either got close or have broken it.
Yeah, but I feel like that's why people tune in, is to see, oh my gosh, did you see this freak athletic thing that someone did that we've never seen before?
Yep.
And I feel like a little bit of that goes to when I was a kid, my family would watch America's Funniest Home Videos, where a lot of it was people tripping and falling over like the dog, or, you know, a little kid would like hit dad in the nuts with a baseball bat and then everybody would laugh. But every once in a while there'd be one where like a kid would or a person would like throw something over their shoulder, and it, like a basketball, just throw it over their shoulder, joking around, and it would swish from like 50 feet away. And then they would all lose their minds. And then now you see that viral, right? There's all kinds of internet viral websites and TikTok accounts that are dedicated to just those moments where someone does something crazy just on a regular playing field of sports. I feel like that's what the combine appeals to, is people who just want to see a viral moment.
Yeah.
I want to say I was watching it when the viral thing happened. I saw it live.
You know, the viral moment in the year I went to the combine, 2016, was Chris Jones, that plays for the Chiefs.
Okay.
He was running his 40 and his shorts ripped and his whole stuff came out. That was the viral moment of that year.
So what's funny is I remember that happened. I forgot that was him. I didn't realize that was him. Well, I knew him a lot better than I thought I did. I have that one bookmarked, Tyvis. I have it just there just in case, just to see what's going on. You never know. So this comes from Peter King today, where he says, actually yesterday, he said he could see a scenario, quote, in our lifetimes where the NFL draft goes away. And what he's talking about is name, image, and likeness. There's lawsuits that have obviously happened where it involves players having the ability to make money off of their name, image, and likeness. That has changed the NCAA significantly. What if those same lawyers eventually realize, hey, in other jobs, you can go to work and work where you want. In sports, for some reason, you can't, or at least in American pro sports, you can't. But if you go over to Europe, if you go to almost any other system, that is not the case. Like in soccer, do you know how they get soccer players? There's no draft. You have teams in every country, right? You can't have a worldwide soccer draft, although if they did, I would watch.
They recruit them?
They recruit them from, like, the U7 league. They find kids at under 10 years old and say, you're a prodigy. You need to come live in Barcelona. We will move you and your family to Barcelona. You will train at our academy. You will go to school with our teachers, and you will basically become a product of Barcelona, Real Madrid. Name your team, Liverpool. All the teams in England do this. And they get these kids who they come up, and some of them end up being pro soccer players. Many of them don't. Many of them just, are academy players. They do well, and then after a while, they go on to other things, probably into coaching, or they just move on with their lives, right? But they recruit kids at that age, and then they have their rights if they ever become like Lionel Messi. He was a kid in Argentina who had problems with, believing he had some kind of treatment for like growth hormone or something like that, and because he was like very undersized. And they had basically said, Barcelona said, we will pay for those treatments, and then you're here with us, and you come here. And that's why he played for Barcelona pretty much his entire career up until the last, handful of years. So that is the other way you could do it, I guess. But I don't know that I feel really good about, hey, let's have the Miami Dolphins out at the Pee Wee football game to sign a kid and have him go to all junior high and high school playing for the Dolphins, essentially. I don't think that's going to work in the U.S. I don't think that's a thing we would do.
That's not going to happen because the money maker that the draft is, they're not getting rid of the draft. You can forget that. I thought you were going to say that the draft would go away as far as being extremely televised, because technically you don't get paid to go to the draft. And these players technically could say, if you want me to come to the draft, you need to pay me to be there. I thought that's where this was going. But
that is also – so what he said, what Peter King essentially said was there could be a cottage industry of lawyers who come in and say, we're going to sue the NFL and say you don't get to pick where guys play. It's free agency. So these guys – now you could still turn that into a TV event where just like you have, where guys pick the hat. Imagine if in college it worked this way. High school players can't get drafted to college, right? They obviously have to pick the college where they want to go. Mm-hmm. That's a thing we watch. It's not exactly like broadcast everywhere, but we do see on ESPN they will cut to a high-profile recruit with the hat dance, picking out where he's going to go.
I think
imagine if that was what the NFL draft was. That's what Peter King's essentially saying.
Teams would go broke doing this.
Of course they would.
You know how many players?
That's why they don't want. That's why the NFL again. The lawyers for the NFL will stop that as soon as they can.
How many players I played with in my youth that I was like, oh yeah, this dude is that deal, and he turned out to be nothing.
Yeah,
of
course.
No, they're not about to do that. That's not going to happen. They're going to fight this.
See, this is, and it's so fascinating because, at least to me, because the NFL has to watch out for antitrust law, monopolization. They are the only pro sports league, pro football league that you can really play for in the U.S.
USFL?
Well, exactly. There's just enough legal wiggle room for them to say, no, you don't have to. You can play wherever you want. But that is why you've seen, different lawsuits come against the NFL where they say this is collusion from these owners. They're not 32 independent businesses competing against. They compete on the football field, but they all get together and decide how much they're going to pay everybody. They all get together and decide how much the salary cap's going to be, right? And that is where there are little carve-outs for antitrust because the NFL makes a lot of money. The NFL for many, many years, I don't know if it still is, was considered a non-profit organization legally, which is hilarious to me when they sign billion-dollar TV deals and they say they're non-profit. But that's all changed because of lawsuits and because of them realizing, oh, there is a little bit of liability here. We don't want to expose ourselves to getting sued and saying we're anti-competitive. If you had enough lawyers with enough time and money on their hands to fight this, that's what Peter King is saying. He still says it's ways away. I don't know how long Peter King considers lifetime. Peter King's significantly older than me or certainly you.
Yeah.
But, in my lifetimes, or in my kids' lifetimes, yeah, I mean, that's 60, 70 more years. Lots of things could change. There could be no NFL. I guess I'm saying in 70 years.
Whoa.
Who knows?
You're right. It's going to be all AI anyway.
Well, right. My point is it's kind of useless to predict anything beyond 5 or 10 years because we just don't know what the landscape's going to look like. Peter King's saying in our lifetimes it could change. Yeah, if he's saying the next 10 years, that's significant. If he's saying in the next 50 years, well, in the next 50 years, we could have a new sport that hasn't even been invented yet that becomes the number one thing in America.
Handball.
Right,
I'm doing this for the handball people. This is the handball going to be the number one thing in the U.S. No, I think what's going to happen is they're going to come up with some type of generator that's going to allow fans to put their favorite teams or favorite players against you. You'll be able to have a situation where you can watch Michael Jordan versus LeBron in their primes and see who wins.
Oh, yeah.
It'll be something like that.
What I'm saying is there's so many variables to what could happen. It's hard to predict that far in the future. But I don't think any time in the next 20 years you're going to see the NFL. This is me going out on a huge limb. I don't think the NFL draft's going anywhere for a very long time.
No, it's not.
I'm just going to say that's probably not happening. All right. Someone who should just shut up and maybe stop talking. You could argue that's us every morning, or you could argue it's someone in the world of sports. Morning Breath is next. We will play one of those, or we will talk about one of those people next. It's T-Bone and Tyvis live from Muirfield on the Fan.
Fan traffic
from the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. We still got the police presence going on just west of Marysville, US 33 westbound near State Route 4. Expect some lane closures if you're in the area. We're also noticing lane closures US 33 eastbound just past 5th Street. That entire area there still a little slow this morning, so make sure you plan ahead as you step out the door. I'm 10 TV's Brain Albizu with your fan traffic.
This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, where our erectile dysfunction treatments are shown to be effective in nearly 90% of cases. Listen to what Alex has to say about our ED treatments.
I have been experiencing problems with ED, but that's all changed. My name's Alex, and I've been a patient for Tri-State Men's Health for under a year. I highly recommend this. Every day I wake up feeling good compared to I was back in the old days. Good change is more exciting. You know, I don't have a problem with ED anymore. I'm having a lot more fun. I was very comfortable. I was always comfortable in any conversation I had with Tri-State Men's Health. Yeah, I just want to let gentlemen out there know that you do not have to live with ED, that it is not just an aging process. It is also hormonal and balance and everything in your system. And once you get that under control and everything, you do go back to your youth a lot in how you feel.
Thanks, Alex. It's true. If you're like most men, we'll help you get your sex life back. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com.
Everyone has a fave Wendy's Frosty flavor. And when you're choosing from chocolate or vanilla, it's not that hard. But now, there's all new Frosty Swirls and Frosty Fusions. So try picking your fave from Oreo Brownie Fusion, Pop-Tarts Strawberry Fusion, Strawberry Swirl, Brownie Batter Swirl, Caramel Swirl, and Caramel Crunch Fusion. Not so easy now, huh? For a fresh way to Frosty, gotta be Wendy's. Open till midnight or later.
Participating U.S. Wendy's. Hours may vary by location. Oreo is a trademark of Mondelez International Group. Pop-Tarts is a trademark of Kellogg North America Co., LLC. Used with permission.
Going up. Prices keep going up these days. It feels like being on an elevator that only goes up.
Going up.
But not at Metro. We're pushing the down button.
Going down.
We've lowered prices. Get one line of 5G data for $40. Period. That's 20% lower. And you get a free Samsung 5G phone when you bring your number. Only at Metro.
5-year guarantee on eligible plans. Exclusions apply. See website for details. Not available at Metro with T-Mobile in the past 6 months. Tax applies.
Hi, this is Bob Masheter from Dick Masheter Ford. Thank you to all of Central Ohio as we head towards 60 years of doing business in the Buckeye State. Dad opened up in 1967 simply trying to offer a better way to buy a car, and we've been working ever since to serve our neighbors. We have served you through wars, recessions, and even a Chinese virus. Here is to serving you and your kids and your grandkids for the next 60 years, except on Sundays when we're closed, because it's the right thing to do. Still 24/7 at masheterford.net. Thanks.
Bob Yoakum, president of Rockford Homes, explains why he banks with First Bank of Central Ohio.
Anytime you're dealing with a local bank, it's about being able to pick up the phone and talk to real people. That is a huge pro. You know, when you get into these bigger banks, that doesn't happen.
Experience what it's like to be first at First Bank of Central Ohio. Visit fbcentralohio.com for more details. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
What's the best way to make sure you don't miss any of your favorite fan shows? Oh no! Download the Fan app, silly.
Ah, damn it, I knew that.
App Store, Google Play, or just scream right at your phone. Psst, you can also listen to Buckeye games. Do it now.
This is the sound of a popular American motorcycle. It's the sound of freedom, the open road, really good times. And this is what it sounds like with a drunk guy on it. How do you like the sound of that? Cops are cracking down on drunk motorcycle riders. If you ride drunk, you will get caught and you will get arrested. Drunk riding. Over the limit, under arrest. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Transportation.
Did you know 38% of Ohio's teenagers have spent money on gambling in video and online games? Items like mystery boxes, skins, and spin to win mimic gambling, putting children at a higher risk of experiencing a gambling disorder as an adult. So get in the know about youth gambling and start the conversation with discussion guides, parent resources, and more at changethegameohio.org. That's changethegameohio.org.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Mainly dry start, but as we go into the later part of the morning, we will see scattered showers develop, and then throughout the day, scattered showers and even isolated thunderstorms. Otherwise, expect it to be cloudy with highs right around 70. 50s overnight tonight with some lingering showers, but it looks fantastic as we head into Saturday, continuing the Memorial Tournament with our highs right around 70 and mostly sunny throughout the day. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfolo with your 10 weather impact forecast.
T-Bone and Tyvis is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
Sometimes it's better if people just shut up.
Shut up!
It's time for Morning Breath.
Okay. We have had this on the sheet to talk about all week long. If we didn't get to it, my rule usually is if it's gone 3 days and we haven't mentioned it, probably not worth mentioning. But for Morning Breath, I thought we could throw this one in. This Ryan Clark RG3 thing that materialized last week and then ended this past weekend with Ryan Clark apologizing to his own family. Tyvis, this story. So let's set this up for people. Let's start at the beginning.
It all started with Caitlin Clark doing a take foul on Angel Reese.
And Angel Reese didn't like it.
Angel Reese fell to the ground, got up, had a lot to say to Caitlin Clark. She gets teed up, blah, blah, blah. After the game is over, they asked both women about it, and both women said, it's just a basketball play.
It's a hard foul.
Nothing malicious about it. It's just a basketball play.
And in the moment, I can totally understand how Angel Reese would get up and you're a competitor. You're in the middle of a game.
Right. It's a lot of hostility between those two. Although they both say there's no personal issues off the court. They're just competitors.
Why do people, just a pause here real quick, why do people find it so hard to believe that, women aren't as competitive as men when it comes to professional athletes?
No, they actually, some of them are worse.
I'm saying,
my wife is a fierce competitor.
I've experienced the same thing in my relationship. I'm just like, honey, you need to calm down. But that's, I feel like sometimes some of this drama around the Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark thing is like, they don't like each other. And it's like, I have news for you. Have you watched sports? None of these guys like each other.
Exactly.
A lot of them don't like it. Like, they like each other later when they're all in Cabo vacationing, and they all know, hey, we all played in the NBA together.
Right.
We played in the NFL.
Yeah.
But on the field in the moment,
I got no love for you.
Right. So it's not surprising.
So anyways, after that happens, RG3 then takes to his podcast, I want to say.
I think you're right.
And he does he basically does a whole explanation saying that Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark. That's his whole message is Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark. And Ryan Clark then went to his podcast on the Pivot, and he basically said that RG3
he said something about his wife.
About his wife. Talking about his wife is not having these conversations of how black women struggle and things that black women have to go through. He's not having those conversations at home, insinuating because RG3's wife is Caucasian.
Which, among other things, again, I don't want to wade too deep into this topic, but let me just say on that thought process from Ryan Clark, I think it's possible that Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark can have frustrations that are based solely in basketball. And I think Angel Reese or Caitlin Clark can also be part of a larger discussion about our country and society and how things go for people of different races and backgrounds. But these are also things that would be true if you were a person who came from a background where your parents had millions of dollars and another person whose parents had little to nothing. Like, there would be struggles and disagreements there too. There would be all kinds of differences between people that may or may not be actually true for two people in a situation, but could be true for a large segment of populations, right? You could certainly see that there's some dichotomy of what's being said there by Ryan Clark. But also, it is not cool to bring someone's spouse into this conversation out of nowhere.
It has nothing to do with his wife. And the fact that you mentioned her, anytime you mention somebody's wife and it's not to compliment them, they're going to see red. And RG3 responds by saying, ESPN, y'all need to handle this situation. That was disrespectful.
It's totally out of bounds for Ryan Clark to do that.
And then as this has gone on, people have then found out that Ryan Clark also has a child that is mixed because he has a baby with a white woman as well.
No one should care about, and no one does care about, I would hope. But Ryan Clark brought this discussion into the forefront about RG3 being married to someone who's a different race than him. And now we're having that discussion?
Yes.
Like, Ryan Clark, and he obviously has apologized.
That led to the apology video.
But it's so crazy to me. Like, I talk for a living. You talk for a living, among other things. But, those guys both also played the sport for a living, which is more your background, where you played and now you talk about it.
Yes.
And I do feel like in all the years of talking sports, there are definitely times where I get off the air, I say something, and I go, I don't think that came out the way I meant it. Mm-hmm. I don't think in the moment, I think I got a little caught up in this argument or this discussion, or even going back to last year, for me personally, talking about Ohio State football and Ryan Day and we're Buckeye fans. We're passionate. Sometimes that passion, for me, it went a little overboard. I was at a point where I'm like, I don't think Ryan Day's the guy for the job. Well, he proved me wrong, and I had to eat my words.
Yes.
I have had experiences where I have said something, and later I go, yeah, I probably got a little too entrenched in one position. I wasn't seeing the bigger picture.
You get caught in the moment.
And that is what is rewarded in our business, is to have an opinion and to say it very loudly. What's not good is when you can't realize that what we are doing in sports media, we're trying to inform, but we're also trying to entertain. And at some point, Ryan Clark got way off the track on, this isn't entertaining. This is just kind of uncomfortable.
Yeah.
This is very bizarre where you're taking such a hard line on RG3, who also, by the way, isn't playing the sport you're talking about. Like, this became a whole sideshow from the actual WNBA discussion. We had two NFL guys somehow yelling about each other's families, and it made no sense to me how we got there. So
I mean, it's like I say, Ryan Clark, he was out of bounds when he said what he said. He should have kept it on the sport, on the two main subjects. When you talk about RG3, and the thing with RG3 is RG3, he openly talks about how the black community, he doesn't feel accepted in the black community. He seems as an outlier because people try to question his validity of being black, and him and his wife talks about it all the time on their podcast. Okay. So anytime you bring up race to him, he's automatically going to feel some type of way about that. And I think Ryan Clark probably knew that as well, and he kind of pushed the buttons. And that's why you got RG3 to respond the way he did. So it was unfortunate. Ryan Clark, I'm glad he apologized for it. I seen the video of him apologizing to RG3's wife, and I think he finally understood. And he said like, my intentions when I was talking was not to bring up his wife and all of those things. That wasn't my intention.
Right.
It just kind of happened in that situation. And
when
you're in this business, you got to be very mindful of what you say.
I think what Ryan Clark probably should have done is right after that segment come back and said, you know what, I said something there that was incorrect. I shouldn't have said that about, I don't know why I went there with RG3 and his wife and mention her by name and say, I am sorry that happened. You can cut that right off in the moment if you feel that strongly about it. The fact that he didn't do that is probably why it led to RG3 having his statements and then other people weighing in, and then Ryan Clark. I mean, it ends with Ryan Clark saying, I need to apologize to my family, and names everybody in his family about how they had to deal with his crap this week. Yeah, that's just a bad move there on all fronts.
But at the end of the day,
well, I mean, like I said, I know how it is to get caught up in a discussion, but when you make that mistake, you sometimes do have to step back and do what he did and apologize.
And then it was something about like some hateful something came out of comments towards Angel Reese or something.
Well, that I didn't see that, but that doesn't surprise me.
I guess it was some fans or something that was saying something to her.
There was an investigation the WNBA did on some racially motivated or otherwise motivated stuff that I don't remember what the resolution on that was, but
I thought that they didn't find anything. But to me, it seemed what it sounds like. I wasn't really alive in these times when this was going on. It sounds like what Larry Bird and Magic Johnson went through back when they were playing. Like that's kind of what their rivalry kind of gives me the female version of that.
I do feel like people bristle at that because Larry Bird and Magic Johnson ended up being two all-time greats, and Angel Reese has been a talented basketball player. But I wouldn't say Angel Reese is right there. Caitlin Clark may go on to be a Larry Bird, Magic Johnson.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not talking about it.
I know, I know what you mean, but it's like they're two people that have obviously a lot of fans and they draw a lot of eyeballs, and that is what that rivalry did way back in the day. Yes, and then obviously, there were other rivalries since then too. But yeah, I think all of this to say, I feel like one of the biggest things that I took away from this Ryan Clark RG3 thing was there are a lot of guys in the media who don't know how to talk about women's sports the same way they talk about men's sports. Because could you imagine if someone said, you know why Tom Brady, I don't know, isn't getting the job done this year? Well, it's because of his wife. You know what I mean? Like, that seems like...
But
seems like...
What it did was, what I don't like about it is it took the center of attention off of women's sports. They made it about themselves, and the whole thing was we were supposed to be bringing light and helping people gravitate more towards women's basketball, and you two decided to go personally and take the women's basketball aspect out of it, and now people are they're not interested in the women's basketball part. They're more interested in how are you going to respond to what he just said about your family.
Now, if RG3's wife was like answering his emails and shutting down interviews for him, then like Jordan Hudson, then I guess that's a little more. I guess we do that sometimes with men's sports too, to be fair. But yeah, I'm with you. Are you saying, Tyvis, that sometimes in the male-driven sports ecosphere, sometimes a women's sports topic turns into two men just arguing about stuff with themselves?
Correct.
I'm shocked. Shocked to find out that once again men made it about themselves in the world of sports. Anyway, WNBA can be fun without any of this. You can just watch it or don't. Who cares? If you don't like it, don't watch it.
It's an exciting game.
And I like watching it.
They're really good.
Yeah, but again, we like basketball. And I
True.
think that's,
I'm a fan of the sport.
If you're a fan of the sport, I'm with you. I watch it. The hype for Shadur Sanders does not stop. We'll give you the latest stop on his hype train next. It's T-Bone and Tyvis live at Muirfield on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Happy Friday. Well, we are noticing a couple of slowdowns as rain continues to move into our area. If you're heading north of 270 over by the Dublin area, expect some delays, especially because of that tournament happening today. But the biggest concern is going to be 70 eastbound at Wilson Road. We are seeing backup bumper to bumper out there. Again, just some congestion, some wet roads out there. So make sure to take it nice and easy as you step out the door. I'm 10 TV's Breen Albizu with your fan traffic.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
Get your air conditioner fixed fast. Call Care Heating and Cooling. 1-800-COOLING.
I think I just wrote the song of the summer. Listen. That's just you drinking a Big Gulp from Speedway. And just 89 cents for any size with Speedy Rewards? That's a hit. The convenience stores of Speedway. Valid through 6/24/25. See app for full terms.
97.1 The Fan. Memorial Leaderboard Update.
Good morning. I'm Ryan Baker. Round 1 of the Memorial Tournament in the books. Round 2 got underway out at Muirfield about 7:50 this morning. There's about 10 players out on the course dodging raindrops as we speak. Ben Griffin is your leader after the first day, shooting a 7-under par 65. He did so by birdie in the final 3 holes.
And those are some of the hardest holes out here. So proud of the way I stayed aggressive on those holes, attacked, never really was trying to play any sort of conservative shots, was just trying to keep the pedal down. And you got to take advantage of that on days like today where putts are dropping.
Colin Morikawa, 2 strokes back at 5 under par. Max Homa, 3 back at -4. Keep it locked right here on The Fan for updates all day long. This one's sponsored by BMI Federal Credit Union. Enjoy rates lower than the national average, plus a special rate on balance transfers with a Visa Platinum or Visa with Rewards credit card.
T-Bone and Tyvis is presented by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Sign up today at awaken180weightloss.com.
Good morning, friends. You're listening to a special edition of T-Bone and Tyvis live from the Memorial.
Presented by the Waterworks and Header Plumbing, Drain, Heating, and Cooling. And sponsored by Ohio for Responsible Gambling. Visit pausebeforeyouplay.org.
We are live at Muirfield, the Memorial Tournament's 50th Memorial Tournament. We are honored to be here, T-Bone and Tyvis. A little bit wet this morning, but that hasn't stopped us from enjoying some of the festivities and taking in some of the great food options here. Executive Chef Steven, and then Nate, you're the sous chef, right, here at Memorial? All right. So what did you guys bring us today to eat?
A smoothie. That's what they brought me.
I had it yesterday.
Nice enough to bring it to me.
They brought it yesterday, but you were already gone, so I got to enjoy it. It's very good. But tell us what we have today.
Yeah, you got a PB&J smoothie there. Then we've got a nice fruit bowl full of local melons and strawberries.
Oh, nice.
You guys have a buffalo chicken fried egg and bacon sandwich on an English muffin.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and just unwrap one of these. That's you said buffalo chicken.
Yeah.
This is. I'm gonna have to. I'll post a picture of this because this is too good.
I definitely will.
It's delicious. I can tell it's delicious. I haven't even eaten it yet. But how many of these type of sandwiches are you guys making in a day out here?
Oh gosh, hundreds.
Okay.
And then the sandwich factory, even more, thousands.
My gosh. Yeah, and that's just getting breakfast ready. And then you've got lunch, dinner.
Oh, yeah.
You're taking care of the patrons. You're taking care of the players. You're taking care of all the staff that's here. So, what's your day like now? Like, how early and how late are you here for a given day?
Gosh, we're getting here around 6 a.m. and we got breakfast, lunch, and dinner for all the members in the clubhouse. That's what I do specifically.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll serve lunch. Maybe 500 covers, tons of burgers, tons of blackened chicken and walleye, our classic sandwich.
Ooh, love that.
And
that sounds good.
Dinner service for members only. We do about 100 for that. It's a good time.
Beautiful. And you do put the burgers on a bun, correct?
Oh,
with
yeah.
bread? This guy thinks that somehow we don't need bread on a burger.
I'm trying to save people calories, and people aren't appreciative.
Not this week. Don't worry about the calories. Just
take
come out here and have a good time.
Take the top bun off.
And the smoothie that you made, it's the peanut butter and jelly smoothie, right? With it's got coconut in it, banana. What do you think of that, Tyvis?
It is delicious, actually. It's actually refreshing.
It is. Yeah, I had some yesterday. It was really good. So, yeah, you guys do a great job. Thank you for bringing us some fresh fruit, too, so we can pretend like we're going to be healthy while we eat some of this. But, yeah, thank you guys again. Have a great tournament. And thanks for having us out here. We appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, there we go. That is Executive Chef Steven, Nate, the sous chef, stopping in to say hi. Nate, I like the fish tattoo. Is that a fish tattoo I saw on it? That's awesome. I like that. I'm a tattoo guy myself, so I appreciate a good work of art. Oh, he's got bread on his arm. Tattooed bread on his arm. Your guy, Tyvis. There we go. It's a great time out here. We always love seeing the guys and gals who make it go here at Muirfield. Like, obviously, the golfers are the center point. Everybody's here to watch that, and they should be, and that makes sense. But the people behind the scenes who make this an enjoyable experience, that's why it's such a great event, people like that. So we appreciate them bringing some food by for us, and we're having a good time. Are you going to try this sandwich with a lot of bread on it?
I might have to take the top bun off.
It's not a bun. It's an English muffin. How are you on an English muffin for a breakfast food? I am a huge fan of English muffins, so please tread lightly on what you're about to say.
Like, that still don't look good to you? Like
that looks great. Yes, you're. I'm just saying. I want. This is it holds it together. If you put both on there, you can have.
You can hold it with you hold it with the.
Then
top.
you get the egg all over your hand. The bread can just soak it all
guys.
up.
You wanted them proper
Jake,
guys.
you want one of these, right? You want one of these? All right. We're making sure everybody's getting fed here. That's how we do it here on T-Bone and Tyvis. So the hype for Shadur Sanders continues to grow. He has the #1 rookie jersey so far in the NFL.
As he should.
Now, that was true. Well, that was true over the weekend right after the draft. And I thought, okay, that first weekend, people are just following that story. People are excited about him. There's obviously a lot of hype. I could see people buying it almost even as a, like, wow, can you believe he fell so far in the draft? I'm going to buy his jersey. It'll be fun to wear in 3 years if people were thinking, oh, he won't even be in the league or something like that. But it's continued to be the #1 selling jersey.
Yeah.
Because I think there are a lot of people that he gained as supporters after that event, don't you?
No, I think a lot of people definitely sympathize with him. People couldn't understand exactly how he dropped to the 5th round when this guy was arguably the second best quarterback in this draft. So I think people sympathize with that, and everybody loves a good comeback story. How is this going to make him or break him? And from everybody that I talked to, so yesterday I was doing the Cleveland show, and I was with Jason Lloyd, who went to OTA's practice, and we had Zach Jackson on, who also went to the Browns practice. And the story that I got out of there is Joe Flacco should absolutely be the starter. He is the best quarterback on this roster. But they said the second best quarterback actually is Shadur Sanders, and they just don't understand how – Jason and Zach said that now he did not take a snap. He was the only quarterback that did not take a snap with the starters, but he absolutely looked the best throwing to whoever he was throwing to. So I said if they had to rank them, they would obviously have Joe and they have Joe first, Shadur second, Dylan or Kenny Pickett third, and Dylan Gabriel fourth. They don't see the hype in Dylan.
That's interesting. Well, that I find interesting. From my well-placed sources up in Berea, was told that everyone should just get ready because it is going to be Kenny Pickett.
No,
that's the. They
said if they wanted to be Kenny Pickett, then the Browns will be picking early next year. That's what they said.
Fine, but I'm telling, I don't think that's done. I think it will be a very interesting conversation.
This was only one practice that they say. They had practice yesterday. I didn't get the reports on yesterday's practice. You have to ask Bo Bishop. I think he probably was there.
Can I be conspiratorial for a second? Can I throw this out there as just a nugget of thought? Is it benefit? I'm going to do the Brian Windhorst sit back and isn't it interesting finger point. Isn't it interesting? Cleveland sports media.
Why would they do that?
Cleveland sports media loves to have anything to argue about, discuss when it comes to the Browns. The Guardians could be on a 20-game winning streak, and they would say, "Oh, that's great." Anyway, the Browns farted, and we need to figure out how stinky it is. Right, I understand. So is it in the media's best interest up there to say, hey, behind the scenes, we're actually hearing that they really favor one quarterback, but we're not going to – I'm not trying to say Mary Kay Cabot wouldn't report that. I'm saying she probably would. But I'm saying a lot of the guys around that who are not necessarily beat reporters, but guys who do discuss it, it's in their best – I work in the same business they do. It's in their best interest to keep talking about something because it gives them something to talk about. It keeps storylines going. I'm not saying that's what's going up in Cleveland with all the media, but I wonder if someone were to start separating in practice or even organizationally they know there's a favorite, maybe that doesn't get talked about as much because they know if we just say, guys, it can be whatever you think, this is going to be who the starter is, then that doesn't get you as many clicks as, oh, Dylan Gabriel looked good today. Oh, Shadur Sanders was actually on it today. Joe Flacco's a leader they need. Like, I don't know what their plan is.
See, the thing is, if I'm on,
I'm just wondering if there is a move a little bit in their heads to say, let's not fully go out on that just yet.
Well, I think
we
that
get some discussion.
The Browns put themselves in a situation where it should be an open competition. It shouldn't be no loyalty to anybody because they don't have any loyalty anyway. If anybody out of the four quarterbacks that's on the roster, the person that they owe it the most to is Dylan Gabriel because he's a third-round pick. That's the only reason. Outside of that, they don't. If this is the only chance that it could possibly be a true open competition to where they need to have guys work with different. Every quarterback should at least get some reps with the ones because you need to see how they're going to do. But OTAs, to me, you can't put a lot of stock in OTAs. If you want to see who's going to be a good quarterback, wait until they get to them joint practices. I think they're doing it with two teams. I think they're doing it with Carolina and Philadelphia. When they get to those practices, whatever the reports you hear out of those practices from the quarterback, those are the ones that you want to cling on to because the Browns will be calling their offense that they actually want to call in the season, and that defense for the other team will be running the defenses that they want to run.
Yeah.
And, of course, quarterbacks aren't live, but it's as close as live as you're going to get. Like, they still going to scare you a little bit. So, to me, whoever could command their huddle, who can handle the adversity, that can get the ball out to those guys, that does well in those joint practices, is the guy that probably will be the starter.
By the way, the top 5 jersey sellers, other than Shadur Sanders, the rest of that top 5 for the rookie jersey sales, Travis Hunter, no surprise, number 2 with the Jags. Cam Ward, number 3, quarterback for the Titans. Ashton Genty with the Raiders at 4. And Abdul Carter, Giants edge that they drafted, number 5. I am a little surprised that Abdul Carter's not a little higher on that list, given it's just the Giants fan base. But then again, maybe a lot of Giants fans right now are like, yeah, I'm not going to get involved in.
It's the number. What did he pick? 51 or something like that?
Well,
57?
He wanted Lawrence Taylor's number.
Yeah,
and Lawrence Taylor said no.
That's not
and
happen.
as he should.
He should have got a single digit, man.
Yeah, I agree with you on
if
that.
He could have got a single digit, that would have been the best thing there for him. That 51 or 57 or 56, I don't remember what he got. It's terrible.
You know the conversation people aren't ready for? The number 1 and 2 jersey sellers in the rookie class right now? Guys that played for Dion.
Oh, wow.
I mean, they're not ready for that conversation.
Next thing you're going to tell me is Jimmy Horn Jr.
Nobody likes
there.
Deion Sanders, but everybody wants the jerseys of the guys that he helped bring to your attention, one of whom is his son. So just saying, he love him or hate him, he moves the meter when it comes to making money for people.
I got a lot of friends who said they don't have any Browns gear, but they buying that Shadur jersey.
Oh, okay. All right. I like it. Crosstalk and the buzzer coming up next. T-Bone and Tyvis live from Muirfield on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. We are noticing a couple of slowdowns as you head into the metro here. Over on the east side, Broad Street to 270, looking a little bit slower than usual. I-70 at Mount Street over on the west side heading into the city. Also noticing some slowdowns there. Of course, we do have rain in the area, so make sure to take it nice and slow as you step out the door. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use, now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Spring is here, and it's time to refresh your yard with Ohio Mulch. With 15 convenient locations in Central Ohio, it's easier than ever to get your mulch ready for the season. Need it delivered? No problem. Save $50 on home delivery when you order online. Whether it's mulch, soil, or even stone, we've got your yard covered. Visit OhioMulch.com today and spruce up your garden with the best.
Ohio Mulch, landscape supply, greener, greener, better.
When sudden illness or injury strike, Ohio State offers 3 types of urgent care to meet any of your needs. From traditional urgent care to our specialized orthopedic urgent care for activity-related injuries and advanced urgent care for more serious injury and illness. Ohio State's experts treat everything from broken bones to ear infections and colds and flu. When your illness or injury can't wait, the choice is clear.
Common Man here for Jermaine Lexus of Dublin and Easton. A lot of dealerships not stocking much inventory right now because of reasons. But at Jermaine Lexus, they have new inventory arriving every day. Get what you want when you want it. Lease the all-new NX350 for as low as $389 per month. How about rates as low as 3.99% up to 48 months and 4.49% up to 60 months on their most popular models. Jermaine Lexus, 2 locations to serve you, Dublin and Easton. Check them out online, jermainelexus.com.
Hey, Ohio, Prime Sports has arrived, the only book where you can lay 108 instead of 110 on all your favorite teams. Football, baseball, basketball, and hockey. Why would you risk more to win the same amount at another sports book? Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com. Get a welcome bonus to match your initial deposit up to $400 in bonus bets. And be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 and present in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
We can come the day you call us.
We're 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point.
Brian, I've been meaning to ask you something.
Okay, ask away.
Sometimes when we're talking, I hear a little sparkling sound.
Is it when one of us says, all you have to do is point?
There it is. Did you hear that?
That's the sound of magic happening.
Magic? Like we can come the day you call us? Wow.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
All your favorite and least favorite fan shows are available wherever you get your podcasts. Just type in 971 The Fan to the search bar and hit that subscribe button. It's free.
We're the land of the free and the home of the sunburnt, freckled fat guy.
Do it now.
A Progressive Home and Auto Bundle can protect you round the clock, but we can't protect you from those painful moments in sports.
Why would we trade our best player?
Well, at least you got to watch him in person when he was here.
I named my only son after him.
So you'll always remember his name.
Yeah, but what do I do with this jersey?
Luckily, the company has a great return policy.
I wore it for 6 seasons.
Well, at least your home and auto are protected with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Relief from hip and back pain can be a reality when you work with the experts on a mobility and flexibility routine. That's why Stretch Lab was founded. Pro athletes and sports fans alike love Stretch Lab for our customized one-on-one assisted stretch sessions. Discover the difference a good stretch can make, because when your body moves better, you feel better. and live better. Visit your local Stretch Lab today or go to stretchlab.com and use code FAN10 to get up to 50% off your first 50-minute stretch. Plus, receive an additional $10 off.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Tyvis is convinced he can hit a 300-yard drive. It's
a giant swing.
His actual number?
Look at that ball go.
3.
Wow.
3 yards. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis live from the Memorial.
Presented by the Waterworks and Header Plumbing, Drain, Heating, and Cooling. And sponsored by Ohio for Responsible Gambling. Visit pausebeforeyouplay.org.
We are live at Muirfield. It's a little bit drizzly today if you're on your way out here. Getting through some of the rainstorms and then hopefully lots of great action for you all day long. Bishop and friends back in the studio just in case. Boys, how we doing?
Not good.
I know. You'd rather be out here, right?
Yeah. I mean, what are we doing?
It's wet, but
this better be like the scene in Caddyshack. That's the weather that better be out there. I don't want to hear anything about drizzles or drops or a steady mist or even, quite honestly, a medium-sized soaking. There better be lightning and there better be trees down. I mean, by God, I need to be out there.
Bo, it looks like the day after tomorrow.
Oh, it is, yeah. Greg, our guy from the chat, is here, and he's actually holding our tent up right now as we're just like, we're
you
like,
guys, it doesn't sound that way.
I'm just telling you.
It's, hang on.
Which is interesting because...
Oh, did you hear that wind? It's a tornado.
It don't sound that way. Now, I'm not on the stream, so I can't watch because I'm in the studio.
We got knocked out completely.
Bo, it is amazing that we are even out here to hold our composure. The wind and the rain is just falling just so hard.
I hate you both.
It sounds like you want us to just hang out here. And did you have anything planned today? Like, were you going to go say hi to any dignitaries? Because we could just fill in and just go see whoever you need.
I'll tell you what. You want to do the next 3 hours?
Oh, no. I meant all the off the air stuff that you I'm sure had to take care of today. We can help you out. I'm sure one of those houses on the, I don't know, 10th Greens is out there expecting you. We can easily fill in.
I am a man of the people, Brother Bone. I like to see my people. I like to press the flesh with the people. And I'm going to miss that today. So, look, I understand why. You look at it, it doesn't look like it's going to be great. So I get it. But it does stink a little bit because for two things. Number one, I absolutely love being at Jack's place. Love it. This was my 16th year doing so, and I love it. It's one thing I look forward to so much. And then the other thing, you guys know the lengths I go to not be in studio. Significant lengths to not be 100%. In studio. I don't want to be in the same room with a lot of you folks.
I know. I understand it.
I like being out in nature.
Different caliber. You want to be there. You want to see the sights, feel the smell the rain as it is. I will say, Bo, I just saw a gentleman walk by who had an umbrella.
Yep.
But he had it sheathed away, folded up.
Okay.
It is raining, but it's raining so bad. He said, "I can't even do the umbrella won't even work." So
the wind is it's collapsing umbrellas.
He just can't even open his umbrella up. That's where we're at right now.
Don't let Dan Sullivan hear us talking like this. I'll tell you that. What is it like? Give me a read. Is it just wet? Little wet?
It's definitely a day that if we were in Scotland, you'd say, "Oh, it's a regular old Monday." Yeah. It's a little bit wet. It's a little bit soggy.
But it's a little light drizzle out here. It's a light drizzle.
To my knowledge, I'm not looking at anything right now. I don't know if anybody here back, or you guys can confirm. I think everybody's still out on the course as of now. Yeah, I'm looking at the driving range. I'm not seeing a ton of action out on the driving range right now. But, like, Scotty Vegas is walking the course without a hood on. He just walked back.
Of course he is.
Scotty, are we out there? Are we still going? Golf's happening.
Okay, he's so excited.
Bo.
Just salting the wound.
What I mean is,
did you hear him?
Yes, I heard him. What am I hard of hearing?
He's hysterical with fear about how wet and soggy and gross it is. He's almost delirious, Bo. I'm glad it's good that you're not here because it would be terrible.
But,
you guys used to be friends. I've known you both a long time.
Bo, the thing about y'all, though, y'all don't wear hats. So, they're really looking out for y'all hair,
So you left yesterday. I had no idea because I've only ever seen you in a hat.
Correct.
Yeah. I didn't know you were reforesting.
Oh, next week.
Hey, well, this the thing.
Is this public? We talked about it yesterday, so maybe I guess it is now.
I have no problem talking about it. Yes, Tuesday I'm supposed to be getting the procedure done. So Wednesday, if you're on Crosstalk and you can see me, I will have an ace bandage on. So there you go.
I love it. Listen, I had some of those. And then I didn't go to that, but there were some things that I did, and we got a little bit of rejuvenation. So God bless.
You and Eric inspired me. I'm trying to get like the Jimmy Neutron sword.
When it's fully forested, what's the look you're going for?
I have no idea, actually. I might just let it grow out a little bit, do the little sponge look. I think that might be where I go.
Hey,
that's the look I had when I met my wife.
Oh, I like that. Now, Bone, you've seen The Wire, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Tyvis, have you seen The Wire?
Yes.
I want Stringer Bell season 1 hairdo out of you.
That's
what I want.
What I can tell you, I can give you is if I ever grow mine out, which I probably won't, but if I do, what I go for is a potato in a hula skirt. That's the look we're going for. It's just a bald top and then a nice little around the rim. You get a nice little layer.
We call it the cul-de-sac.
Like that. The cul-de-sac is exactly it. Like
the
John
Jeffrey
John Clayton in the ESPN commercial.
There you go.
With my segment. That's what I'm going to go for with my Slayer T-shirt.
I want the Jeffrey Tambor out of you. That's what I want.
Yes.
And I just grow it long.
Just
everywhere else.
None of the other parts.
Yeah, that's what I want.
None of the talent or anything else.
No, you have all. Come on, your morning drive, front of the show. You're carrying that kid along.
That's right. Well, Bo, we're going to miss you out here. All the fans coming up have said, "Oh, is Bishop and friends out there?" We've said no, but we are. And they're like, all right, we'll be back. Rossman and Ice are on.
I'm like the junior mayor up there. Dom's the mayor. I'm the junior mayor.
As you should be.
Sucks.
Well, we'll miss you out here, but hopefully you'll have fun in the studio.
We won't.
And keep us posted on everything. All right. We'll talk to you guys soon, and we'll be listening. It is time for the buzzer. Let's hit it.
Shove it down your throat.
It's time for the buzzer.
Sponsored by Getchy's Amish Country Furnishings in Dublin. AmishCountryFurnishings.com.
So I saw this from an ESPN radio host. His name is DeMarco Farr. ESPN Los Angeles. He said about Shohei Ohtani, who was working his way back to pitching. He's obviously been hitting. He had 50 home runs and stole 50 bases last year. Pretty good. He had said that if Shohei Ohtani hits for the cycle on a day when he is pitching in the future, this radio host from ESPN Los Angeles will show up to work naked. And I just...
ESPN said this.
Right, at ESPN Los Angeles said, because they, cover the Dodgers and all that, and he said, if Shohei does this on a game, because he thinks it's improbable that he would do it on a day where he's pitching, he would show up naked to work. And I just thought, one, who's asking for this? If you make a bet with me, like, T-Bone, if this doesn't happen, I'll buy you a steak dinner. Like, I'm in on that.
No, see, my thing is...
Who wants this from this guy?
If I make a bet, it's always so we can bet a slap to the face. Because, see, that one right there is, like, you got to think about this, because that slap might hurt.
But so would, like, a $250 steak dinner. At least for me. I don't know about in the NFL.
For him, what he's saying is he wants to get fired. That's what that tells me. He shows up to work naked.
That sounds like a guy who wants to show up naked to work anyway, and he's just looking for an excuse.
Well,
he actually is rooting for Shohei. He'll be taking his clothes off when he hits a triple. He's like, "Oh, we could be there," and he's just taking off his shirt. Yeah,
that would be impressive, though. The day he's pitching and still hit a cycle. That's impressive.
All right. Well, you know what? I'll be impressed if you run out there and do your little taser run with no clothes on. If you really want to go for the goal.
Feeling good. I got my PB&J smoothie in me.
You're great.
I can roll now. And it's wet, too. So
we're having a nice day.
Them old guys would be falling all over the place.
They would never catch you. That's right. All right. Bishop and Friends next. Muirfield action all weekend long from the Memorial. We'll talk to you next week. It's T-Bone and Tyvis on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and welcome to your Friday. We are still noticing police presence over on the west side of Marysville, US 33 westbound near State Route 4. Expect some lane closures if you're making your way out the door there. We're also noticing police presence on the opposite side, US 33 eastbound, just past 5th Street. Again, expect some lane closures because of that ongoing police presence has been going on for a few hours now. All we know so far is that it did involve a short police pursuit, but details are still limited at this time. You can find those on air and at 10tv.com. I'm 10TV's Brian Albizu with your fan traffic.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Summer is officially here, and that means rising temperatures. You're going to be thinking about how you can keep cool all summer long. What's the best plan here? But one of the ways you can beat the heat and keep the air conditioning you're paying for in your home is to get Window Nation's energy-efficient vinyl windows. And now's a great time to do it. They've got a semi-annual sale where you buy 4 windows, you get 4 windows for free. Plus a free entry door when you purchase a whole house full of windows. No money down, no interest, no monthly payments until 2027. It's a deal that can't be beat. You're getting a great deal from Window Nation because they are high-efficiency windows that are also very affordable. They do that by working directly with the top window manufacturers in the country, which means all their windows are assembled right here in the USA. But don't wait on that semi-annual sale. You buy 4 windows, you get 4 windows free. Free entry door when you purchase a house full of windows, plus pay nothing until 2027. You've got to schedule your estimate today. Call 866-90NATION or visit windownation.com. Once again, that number, 866-90NATION or windownation.com.
Hey, it's Anthony. Comfort is king. We all strive for it, but life gets in the way. You know that. And oh, my aching feet is not just a cliche. That's why the Good Feet store, in my opinion, has the best arch support solutions engineered to help you and me live the life we love without pain. For more than 30 years, they've taken great pleasure in helping thousands discover the comfort they've been dreaming of. I'm a customer. I have their 3-step system put right into all my shoes. They support, balance, and strengthen my feet and really guide them right into their ideal position. Every step I take, every move I make, I get relief. Not from the song, although I love that, but from my personally fit arch supports from the Good Feet store. Your free fitting is designed to help them understand you, your pain, and your discomfort, your personalized system. You'll walk out wearing your new arch supports hassle-free and begin living the life you love without pain. The Good Feet store on Stringtown Road in Grove City or Polaris Parkway. Learn more at goodfeet.com.
Are you ready for the ultimate entertainment experience? It's all here, only with Spectrum TV Select. Popular apps are included: Disney Plus, Max, Peacock Premium, Paramount Plus, AMC Plus, and more. And live TV for sports, entertainment, and news. Enjoy across your devices no matter when or where you are. Get Spectrum TV Select and start streaming your favorites today. It's all here. Visit spectrum.com/entertainment. Restrictions apply.
Hi, I'm Bob Capace from Worthington Jewelers.
And I'm his very overpaid celebrity endorser, Common Man. Bob, I heard somewhere, actually from you many, many times, that Worthington Jewelers is where Columbus gets engaged.
It's too bad you and Timmy can't engage the audience.
Good zing, Bob.
If you're thinking of popping the question, there's only one place to go.
Worthington Jewelers on High Street in Worthington. WorthingtonJewelers.com. Tell them Common Man sent you.
This just in, the NFL schedule has dropped, and you know what that means. It's go time. Adam Schefter here with the Insider Tip. If you're trying to catch your team live this season, Vivid Seats is the move. For the best selection of games and seats, it's time to snap your tickets up now. Vivid Seats has great deals on great seats and the only rewards program in the game. It's no wonder they're the official ticketing partner of ESPN. So don't wait. Head to vividseats.com or download the app and lock in those game days.
Brought to you by the Capital One Saver Card. With Saver, you earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining, entertainment, and at grocery stores. That's unlimited cash back on ordering takeout from home or unlimited cash back on tickets to concerts and games. So grab a bite, grab a seat, and earn unlimited 3% cash back with the Saver Card. Capital One, what's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Guys, listen up. How many of you out there have been diagnosed with sleep apnea? Maybe your partner can't tolerate your snoring every night. You can't stand your CPAP machine. I totally get it. But the good news is there are alternatives to the CPAP machine. And Dr. Mark Levy is here to change your sleep and your life. Trust me, your spouse will thank you later. Dr. Mark Levy can customize an oral appliance that opens your airways, helps you breathe better, and of course, stops your snoring. That's the main point. It's quick and comfortable and an alternative to those bulky, loud CPAP machines you always hear about. For over 15 years, Dr. Mark Levy has led the way when it comes to treating snoring and sleep apnea, and now he's expanding his practice to better serve his patients with a brand new location in Marysville. I love Marysville. If you're snoring and not sleeping, you need to call Dr. Mark Levy's office today. Do not delay. Schedule your appointment today with Dr. Mark Levy at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. That's 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. You can also visit him online at sleepbettercolumbus.com. And now, sleepbettermarysville.com too.